I don't. I don't. Okay. Where'd you... How... I don't remember how to do this anymore. Oh, there you are. let's crop me crashing out. How do I do this? Fun walk. I can't even do it. I can't. Okay. We're live. I think that's all that matters. I'm using my USB microphone right now. So if I sound different, that's probably why. I'm gonna move myself around a little bit. Okay. Is that good? No, it's not good. Where do I want to be? Where do I want to stand? I guess I'll stand. I don't know. Hello. Did everybody come back from OFFKAI safely? I'm gonna turn the music down some more because I think it's too loud. Hello. Hisashiburi da ne. I got back from OFFKAI on Monday. I've safely returned from OFFKAI and all. Good. I also have all my merchandise. Okay, that's good. I honestly didn't really buy too much. No illnesses. Yippee! Me too. I think my throat was a little bit sore from screaming at the Asteroid concert, but otherwise I am in tip-top shape besides some like residual fatigue, probably from my insane flight that I took home. Basically, I flew out of San Jose at 11:30 p.m. And I was like, oh, you know what? Flying out at 11:30 isn't even that big of a deal. I'll just sleep on the plane. And then like when I wake up, I'll be home and you know, then it'll be time to start my day and I will not have even had any like interruption. That was a bad idea. I was so tired. I was so tired. I was so tired. So I ended up, I flew out of San Jose at 11:30 p.m. And then I had a stopover and I hung out in the airport for like 3 hours. And basically I just slept in the airport. Yeah, and didn't really do much else. And then I realized after sleeping in an uncomfortable airport chair for the 3 hours, I realized like 30 minutes before my flight was supposed to board that that particular airport had, what are they called? Had like nap rooms where you could like rent a small room just for like taking a nap. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was an idiot. I was a fool. I kind of just like, you know, I wasn't really thinking. I sort of just like, you know, sat down in the chair next to my gate and like went to sleep. And then my connecting flight left at like, gosh, like 5 a.m. No, not even 5, like 7 a.m. Like 7 a.m. or something. And then I arrived back home at like 9:30 a.m.-ish. And then it took me forever to get off the plane because the bridge was like broken and not cooperating. So we were just sitting there waiting for them to let us off. And then like after it got fixed, they started letting us off. But I was sitting towards the back of the plane and midway while letting people off, it broke again. And then they had to fix it again. So yeah. I mean, I've heard of like those like types of like sleeping capsules, but like only in Japan. I wasn't aware we had like any, you know, over here stateside. I went home at 8 a.m. Oh my god, and then you went to work an hour later. You're insane. Like me. But I mean, like, that's still insane. Let me go get my like my what is the word I'm looking? My outline, so I know exactly what to tell you guys. Where did I put it? Okay, yippee! So, for those of you who aren't super familiar about what I'm talking about right now, honestly, big props to you if you clicked on the thumbnail for this one without even knowing what's going to be discussed. So, OFFKAI is a yearly VTuber convention that usually happens in the Bay Area of California in the United States. It is 100% VTuber focused. So basically, like, all the guests are like VTubers or VTuber adjacent people. all of the panels are hosted by VTubers, and honestly, I'm pretty sure there are the attendees. There are probably more VTubers than viewers in the attendees. Yeah, because it's like it's kind of insane how many people I know that like went. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I went last year and I had a lot of fun. Last year, was their last year doing it in the atrium in Burlingame, which was like a really beautiful Hyatt hotel that had like a seating area in the middle that had like a skylight. So it was a really like convenient and pretty location, but honestly, it was way too small for the size that OFFKAI was last year. So they upgraded to the San Jose Convention Center this year, where if you are familiar with conventions in general, that's also where they hold Fanime, and that's also where they've held Crunchyroll Expo in the past. So it's a very nice sized venue, I feel like. It's ready, like, I feel like it's ready for growth. So if they get any bigger, they can scale properly. Yeah. I literally, after I got back, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to write down everything I did, or I'm gonna forget everything that happened, because that's just the kind of person that I am. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my god, Jace, I'm still crying. Because it's just like, I feel like, oh, maybe it would have been good to discuss ahead of time, right? But like, I didn't even think about it. Rena probably realized it, you know, as it was happening. I'll tell you guys what I'm referring to in a second. Hello, Gray, welcome, thank you! Oh, that's so cute! Thank you so much for coming to my meet and greet! I hope you had lots of fun, and I hope me and Rena didn't go too far in asking people to show us their feet. Unfortunately, if you met me while I was doing my robot roam, I saw your feet anyway, because there's a feet cam on the robot in order for me not to run over your toes. So I got free toes the entire time. It was awesome. Okay, so without any further ado, yeah, let's talk about what happened at OFFKAI. So I think a lot of YouTubers probably like announced if they were going to OFFKAI. I did not. I probably alluded to it. I didn't really keep it a secret either, because like once I got there, I was just like, if you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not, right? So I didn't really make any announcement about it, and I just kind of went. And I'm gonna be real with you, I wasn't that excited to go. I was feeling very conflicted about going. I was feeling very nervous about going, and not necessarily because I was like afraid of what was going to happen, or I was afraid of being recognized there. I was more nervous that I was going to spend, you know, a decent amount of money on this trip, and I was afraid that I wasn't going to enjoy myself, because I don't know, I feel like I've been kind of disconnected from like the greater community as a whole, generally. Like, besides my like 3 Oshis, and then maybe, you know, that's basically it. Besides like my 3 Oshis, I really don't keep up with much in what's happening in the community anymore. So I've been feeling very detached from the VTuber community as a whole, and it made me kind of nervous that I wasn't going to enjoy OFFKAI. I was just going to go there and I was going to dread it. And like, here's the thing, I feel like I may have had that worry, because that's happened to me before. I literally went to unfortunately Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest 2024 last year. I went to Fan Fest last year, and I was kind of in the same situation where I felt like I was disconnected from the Final Fantasy 14 community as a whole, but you know, I still wanted to give I had enjoyed myself in the past, so I still wanted to give it a good old-fashioned go. But honestly, like, I regret taking that trip. I regret going to Fan Fest in Vegas last year, because it was just so miserable, honestly. So I was afraid that the same thing was going to happen to OFFKAI, and so like going into it, I was not really excited. I kind of wanted just to take the trip like as a fan, as a person who enjoys VTubers, as a person who has like VTuber friends, and not necessarily as a VTuber. Like, there were a couple of, you know, I had a robot roam, I had a meet and greet, I had a small like concert segment at the Vimoya booth, but I wasn't really going for like, you know, networking or business or even like work reasons. I really was just going to have a good time, and I was really scared I wasn't going to have a good time. So let's see on Friday, I was still an insane person. And on Friday, I showed up because I left from my local airport on Friday at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. local time. I left for the airport, and then my flight departed at 5:30 a.m. local time. So I'm already up at like ass o'clock. But thanks to the time difference, thanks to the fact that California is on the West Coast, I basically went back in time and, you know, was able to make it in time for the convention. So like I arrived at like, what, 9:30, 9:20-ish? Thank you, time difference. And then I went straight to the convention center after arriving in the airport because I was like, oh my god, I gotta pick up my badge, and then I have to go upstairs to the AegisLink booth and like drop off my signed prints right away, just so they have them available and ready to go when we open. In hindsight, perhaps that's what fucked me. I will get to that in a second. In hindsight, perhaps that's what fucked me over, right? The fact that I didn't go and drop my luggage. This is going to be important in a second. I didn't go drop my luggage off at the hotel. I literally just like got into it with my rideshare. I got dropped off at the convention center, and then I lugged it through the convention center and through the badge pickup line. Right? So this sounds, you know, this sounds like nice and normal and all that stuff, and nothing bad could possibly happen, right? So, while I'm waiting for badge pickup, Rena meets me at, basically I'm at the front of the line, because badge pickup moves pretty quickly. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get one of those Phase Connect bags, because they're really pretty and they're really big and really cool. But now that I think about it, I wouldn't have been able to fit it in my luggage anyway, so I guess it's maybe better that I didn't get one, or else I would have had to fold it up. Rena met me at the front of the line, basically, and then we rizzed the staff member printing my badge because we found out, like, she noticed that she was wearing a Hollow Stars themed jacket. So we started talking about like our Oshis and stuff like that. And then I showed her like my bag and stuff because like for those of you who happen to go, if you happen to see a very tall lady walking around with like a tricked out either Doppio drop scythe or a Kageyama Shien Ita bag, that was probably me, most likely. The only other person who had a Doppio Ita bag was literally fucking Rina Astera, and that's because I brought the merch that I bought us. So we started talking about like our Oshis and stuff, and yeah, I was really happy because the female staff member was like super nice, and it was really nice to like find a Hollow Stars enjoyer right off the bat. Okay, right. So after I picked up my badge, we're like, okay, we're gonna go to the AegisLink booth to drop off my prints. Let me pull up a picture really quick. Hold on. So I printed out, I don't know how many. I printed out a whole bunch of prints, and then I signed them, and I dropped them off at AegisLink, the AegisLink booth, so that whenever somebody came by for my meet and greet, they could get a free signed print. I printed and I cut those and I signed them myself. So I hope you enjoy my blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak. Let me pull up a picture of them. How many of you guys got some? I feel like those of you who ordered my birthday merch, God, where is that? I've messaged my ex-CEO so many times, and I don't know where the fuck it's gone. He's just like ghosting me. So for those of you who got it, I hope you enjoy it. It's been touched by my raw hands. Let me pull up a picture of it. For those of you who did get it, can you tell me what message you got? Because I wrote like a whole bunch of unhinged messages on them. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull up. Pull up. Let me see if I can pull up the like preview. Okay. Ah, big. Ginormous! Okay, this is where I will move to the side. Hold on, let me get out. Let me get out of your way. Hello. There we go. Oh, I mean, that's still... Okay, here's the preview! So some of you might recognize this as, like, the limited prints that came with my birthday merch last year when I was still under a company. To me, see! Please fucking spam his inbox. So I'm gonna zoom in really quick. So like you can see like some of the things that I wrote on top of them. Like right here it says, just do it. Super chat your Oshi. And then this one like over here in the corner says, I'm gonna riz your Oshi. And then this one right here, I think this is the one about Sharpie marker. Hold on, let's see. Oh yeah, does anyone else enjoy the smell of Sharpie marker? Just me? Okay. What else do we have here? Oh, this one over here says Dink Wawa, hydrate or dihydrate. And then this one up here says, what does that say? Work. Oh, no. What does it say? Does it say work? I know I wrote about work. Oh, wait. Works too much. Oh, works too much overtime. Works too much overtime. There's like, there's an SSR one that I kind of decorated like a gotcha pull, stuff like that. So I kind of just like wrote funny things on them. I hope if you got one that you enjoy it. You'll frame it? Ah, thank you. Thank you. The cypress is so pretty. Thank you. I decided to go for you. Enjoy the smell of Sharpie. I do. I really enjoyed signing them because I like the smell of Sharpie. Mine says Dink Wawa, hydrate or dihydrate. Yes! Oh my gosh, you got one though. You got literally one that's like pictured here. Sorry, yeah, I like signing prints. You'll realize this soon. I like signing prints because I like the smell of the Sharpie marker. So, it's a treat for it's a treat for both you and me. Yippee! Yeah, I don't know how many I printed exactly. I just kind of like printed whatever felt right. And then, you know, I just like signed from there. I didn't count them or anything. I kind of was just like, well, whatever, however many we have is however many we have. I got, how do you feel about hags? How do you feel about hags? And watch out, I'm gonna raise your Oshi. I am. Watch out. I'm coming for your Oshi. Your Oshi is gonna Oshi me. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you guys got some funny ones, huh? Some of them were like, you know, very like nice and pure and idle. And I was just like, oh, those are probably good for people who have, you know, never seen me before. Or, you know, this is their introduction to me. I better write something normal and idle-like. You know, like, please listen to me sing or let me sing for you or stuff like that. So I'm glad that you guys got some of the funnier ones. Because, you know, if you know, you know. Yippee! I think my Oshi already loved you. Oh, do you mean Rina Astera, who I shared a bed with several nights during the convention? Once, there was one night, I think it was Friday night, Saturday night. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, there was one night where I like went to bed, you know, at my regular time, and I'm asleep, and I distinctly remember at some point in the night, Rina Astera comes back from her fucking partying all evening and then gives me a kiss on the head and then goes to take a shower. And I was like, but I was too tired to say anything, so I just kept sleeping like a baby. Just experiencing NTR on the regular. Is it NTR if you love both people, though? That's how I feel. Like, when I play games or whatever and I ship two characters together, I fucking love it when they interact. It's my favorite thing. Okay. Moving on. Okay. So, well, let's get to the really funny part now. Let's get to the really hilarious part now. Okay, so here's a summary of events so far. It is Friday morning. I have come directly to the convention center from the airport with my little luggage and my bag and my prints. And then Rina, like, bless her heart, rizzes her way into the closed industry room. The industry room is not open yet. It does not open until, I think, 10 or 11 or something like that. But we want to get going because we have a brunch to attend. So Rina just like real sweetly goes to the staff and is like, hey, we're with Aegislink. We have something to drop off really quick. Is it possible that we could just get in there and, you know, give it to them or something? And those the staff is like so nice. And they're just like, oh, I'm not 100% sure. Could you just give me like a moment to go ask and check? Just give me a minute, okay? I'm so sorry for the wait. The staff is so polite. And I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. So after a little bit of waiting, they let us in and I deliver my prints to Aegislink! Yippee! Okay, here's where things get fucking stupid, okay? So, for those of you that went, there are multiple ways to get around the convention center, but because I had a luggage, the convention center staff did not allow me to use the escalator. okay, did not allow me to use the escalator because I had a rolling luggage. And they were like, you have to use the elevator. So this is where things get stupid, spicy, scary. So, you know, I can't, because I have my rolling luggage, I can't use the escalator. I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll just wait for the elevator. We'll just wait for the elevator. It's totally fine. I don't mind, you know. And the elevator, like, attendant is super nice and just, like, starts chatting us up and is wearing, like, a Fanime badge and stuff like that. So, yeah, we take the elevator, go upstairs to deliver our stuff to the Aegis Link industry booth. And then we come back downstairs. And we come back downstairs and, like, the elevator attendant is somebody different, which is crazy because we just took the elevator. Like, it wasn't even probably, like, 30 minutes in between, you know, elevator attendant shift. So we like get out of the elevator and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like yapping to Rena about something or another, as girls do. And when we exit the elevator, Rena suddenly goes really quiet and I'm like, what's wrong? Is it the attendant? Is something wrong with the attendant? What's wrong? What happened? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Like, is the attendant, do you know the attendant? Are they weirding you out? Like, are they creepy or something? Is this what I think it is? Yes! Okay, so then we walk away. And Rena finally starts speaking to me again, and I'm like, what's wrong? What happened? Are you hurt? Are you okay? And she's basically like, so, you know how one of our regular viewers told us that they're in a wheelchair right now, and that they're attending OFFKAI? And I was like, no fucking way, dude. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no. And she's like, I was like, dude, it's the first day. No, there's no fucking way. It's the first day. What are the odds? I was like, how do you know? And she's like, listen, I played Repo with them. I know what they sound like. When one of them said thank you, I was like, oh, fuck. Because here's the thing. Yeah, Rena knows your voices. I don't. So fucking funny, dude. So, like, in hindsight, I was like, well, this could have been prevented, huh? Probably. Ain't no way. I know, right? Like, what are the odds? I mean, I guess, like, there are only so many elevators in the convention building. I'm so sorry, but thank you for treating us like zoo animals and just observing. I'm so sorry. I guess this is my fault for like talking loudly in the elevator, because I met so many like fellow VTuber friends. They're like, oh my god, I have to like change my tone or like my voice, or like talk really quietly at the convention center because I'm like afraid I'm gonna run into somebody who watches me. And so here's where I bring up again that I went to this convention like as an enjoyer, right? I went to this convention as a VTuber enjoyer and not a VTuber. So I wasn't even like thinking about, what if your voice carries too far and somebody recognizes you? Oh well, whatever. As the elevator was going up, I just leaned to O'Malley and whispered, do you know who that was? Did O'Malley realize it? Or was it just you? You guys are so funny. I didn't even fucking realize. And here I am, like, yapping my head off, asking Arena, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you okay? What's wrong? What happened? What happened? What happened? You know, literally just, like, digging my own grave farther because I keep talking. Oh, it was so funny in hindsight. It was so funny in hindsight. And I was just like, what? Maybe they didn't realize. Because you know what? Because I think when we got off the elevator, we were quiet. But I know when we were in the elevator by ourselves, we thought that was like a safe spot, right? We thought like, oh, you know, my voice isn't going to carry that far. But then we got off the elevator and, you know, I was like, maybe they didn't notice. Maybe it's fine. No, it wasn't fine. I recognized a VTuber on the elevator hotel. Yeah, literally in that moment, all you can do is be like, I do not see it. I do not see it. It's like when you PayPal your online friends or like online artists or whatever, and it doxes like your legal name or even your address. You literally just have to be like, I do not see it. Thankfully, I'm totally oblivious. That's so funny. Okay, Jace is scary. I'll remember this. Jace is scary. And like, Jace brought it up at the meet and greet. And I was just like, did you see my bag? Because, like, if you saw my bag, you would have clocked me immediately. Hold on, where did I put it? I took a picture of my bag. Okay, I can post this. I can show this now because, like, it won't technically dox me because the convention's over. But, yes. So if you happen to go to OFFKAI and you happen to see a VTuber walking around with this bag, that was me. It was me. I also decorated this, like, literally the night before. So, if you saw a VTuber walking around with this bag, it was 'twas I. If I speak, I am in big trouble. If you spoke, I'm gonna be real, we probably would have ran. So you did very well. We're like, treat VTubers like deer, dude. Like, if you just look at us while we do our thing, I think that's fine. But the second you try to approach us, we're gonna spook and then book it. Nice Ida, thank you! I feel like I showed it to Rena and she was like, wow, you're so crafty. Because I'm gonna be real with you. This is not a real Ida bag. This is the culmination of a clear handbag with a felt board backing on the back with the appropriate fabric colors stapled to the foam board, and then fabric tape used to keep up the acrylic stands, and then the buttons and stuff were just like pinned in normally. So like this isn't even a real Ita bag. This is a DIY Ita bag. Y'all were slaying. Every time I saw you, the fits were immaculate. Thank you! Which is like crazy because I kind of felt like I just wore whatever. Because I was told it was going to be hot. I was told it was going to be super hot. And like, this is not any kind of hot. This is California, San Jose hot. So I thought it was going to be scorching. But honestly, it was so windy that I was cold more often than anything. I like literally... so many times was thinking like, why didn't I bring a jacket? Why didn't I bring a cardigan or something like that? It was so windy. I was told it was gonna be hot. It's not hot. I came back to where I live in the middle of nowhere and it's hotter here. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, anyway, back on topic. We're literally still on Friday. Jeez, Jesus. So that's probably the funniest thing that happened to me and Rena. This convention was literally running into our like regulars within the first hour of us being there. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. Let's see. Oh, okay. After we left the convention center, we went to brunch with some cute girls. I posted the media. Why don't I save any of my pictures to my computer? Like, frankly, I should be doing that. Okay, we went to brunch with some cute girls. It was a girls night, girls afternoon. Ah, it's so big. It was a girls afternoon out. So I had brunch with these cute girls and I ordered an omelet and we all shared food and it was really nice and yummy. And we kind of felt like an idol group going out together because we were all dressed so cute. And we literally had somebody approach us and was just like, oh my gosh, all of you guys are so cute. Everything you guys are wearing is so cute. And I was like, whoa, are we an idol group? And then we were like discussing a little bit about who would be the leader. And I think Rena is the leader. I'm not interested in being the leader. I'm interested in being the, you know, the girl in the idol group who like always wears the pants. You know how like a bunch of the girls will usually wear skirts, but there's always one that will wear like shorts or one that will wear pants? That's me. I'm the one who always wears pants. Literally, I wore a dress on one day of the convention and I was so unhappy. I wanted to wear pants. Let's see. Yeah, I went to brunch with those girls. And then after brunch, we went to... Oh, actually, I should probably tell you who all these people are, huh? Let me see. Okay, so let's go clockwise. Starting from me. Okay, so there's me at like 3 o'clock. Is that 3 o'clock? That's true. 3 o'clock. Yeah, there's me right here at 3 o'clock. And then, down here is Yumemi. Yumemi actually performed in the OFFKAI live concert. She was the first one who went and her set was really fun. It was just so fucking insane to me that I literally watched this girl scarf down chicken and waffles at brunch and then go on stage and fucking kill it, slay me. It was insane. I was like, oh my god, is this the same girl? It was awesome. And then beside her is Taiga Lily, who is a very cute model. Was also honestly like, you know, like how her model has like this cute, like pure girl, sweet, soft and fluffy vibe. She's exactly like that. That's exactly how she actually is. And then there is Say. There's Say, who some of you may have seen Say before because we were both in VTRP. Yeah. We were all in VTRP. Say was, I think, Jessica Rabi's, who was also a medic, so we saw her pretty often. Yeah, there was Say. Say is so fucking beautiful. Jesus Christ. I feel like I need to work harder on my skin routine because I saw her. There's Isa, who is Rina's other wife, SS Isa. Very loud. Literally the loudest fucking person I've ever met. When she laughs, is so loud. Affectionate. It's so funny, though, because, like, she thinks everything is hilarious. So when she thinks everything is hilarious and she laughs super fucking loud, she's laughing, like, all the time. Her laugh is so loud, dude. It's so loud. I felt like we were the noisiest ones in the restaurant. And then there's Rina up there, my wife. And then right on my other side is Phoebe, who's also Ami Amami, if you guys are familiar with that froggy, the blue froggy. I met Phoebe at OFFKAI last year, so we were already acquainted. But everyone else I had never met in person before. Yeah, Issa was so loud. That was like the one takeaway I have from Issa this weekend is that she's so fucking loud. Like, if I'm like, okay, let me see if I can. I can't even make myself laugh. If I laugh like that loud, Issa is basically like so fucking loud, dude. I don't even think I can do. I don't even think I can emulate it. It's so loud. You could hear it in like the hallway. Because once we were approaching our hotel room, and I could hear her laughing outside of the door. We were down the hall, and we could hear her from down the hall. So she's got that girl's got a pair of lungs on her. So we went to brunch together. Issa is so loud. Yeah, Issa is so loud. I'm like, I don't know though. I'm not going to speculate. So it's entirely possible that, who knows, maybe some of her regulars recognize her, but I don't think she ever laughed that loudly when we were in the convention center. She was very careful. Unlike me. I didn't really care. I was like, I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm going to enjoy myself and not be wrought with anxiety, you know? Okay. Yeah, after brunch, I went to the asteroid panel and I went by myself. Because I guess if you guys have noticed or have heard me talk about it, I would like to focus a lot more on music and learn more music. Like, I genuinely would like to learn how to produce music. And so that's why I kind of went to the Asteroid panel, because Asteroid is making waves in the VTuber community right now as, like, you know, musicians and music producers and things like that. So I wanted to, you know, learn a little bit more about them and their history and possibly their process by going to their panel. It was a really cute panel. I, like, realized that, like, Bonnie Bagel is so fucking funny. It's crazy. She has it all. It's not fair. She can sing. She can write songs. She's really fucking pretty. She's so hot. And she's so funny. It's not fair. Ah! I love her, though. I love her so much. I love her. So I think my main takeaway from besides the fact that, like, Moni Bagel is so fucking funny, from the and I didn't know that Johnny was gay. I had no idea. Frankly, I didn't really look too hard into it. You know, I was just kind of like enjoying their music on a surface level. But I feel like I got to learn more about the Asteroid music group, like in a personal level from the panel. But I think my main takeaway from that panel that I feel like, you know, is a good thing to remember for musicians everywhere was they stressed the importance of, like, not giving up. So, like, to put it into perspective, they basically outlined how they were, like, submitting songs to, like, K-pop companies and stuff. They've basically been writing songs for K-pop for, like, 2 years or more. Moni has said that they basically went through, like, 2 years of rejections without getting any acceptances. And when they did finally get, like, an acceptance, that song was never released. And then that group disbanded, which is, like, that's such a mood killer. It's so sad. So, you know, just the importance of, like, never give up. It might take 2 years. It might take more years. And then the other thing that like really fascinated me and that really stuck with me during this panel, I guess three things. There are three things, not two things. The second thing was like somebody asked, how do you overcome creative differences, right? Because when you're working in a group, it's really easy for people to be like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, I think we should do it that way, X, Y, Z. And that's like definitely a challenge whenever you're in some kind of group project. And basically, she was just like, I think if you find your people and you work really well together, you really shouldn't have any kind of creative differences. Because essentially what's going to happen is, she said that, let's say, for example, like, you know, there was one person who didn't 100% feel like, you know, completely on board with like this aspect of a song, right? So to them, it means that the song can be better. Basically, like they try to come to a point to where everybody likes what they're working on, or like everybody likes the final outcome, so that there isn't any like, you know, disagreements or anything like that. It was really interesting to listen to because I've never really thought about it that way. I've kind of always believed that making like concessions, you know, like, you know, meeting people in the middle has always sort of been like just a thing that you have to do when you do group projects with other people. I never really thought about it like, you know, if somebody is unhappy, why not try and get to a point to where everybody is happy? So I think it's a cool way to think about it. The final takeaway that I got from that panel was that apparently none of them have any education in music. I was like, what? Wait, there's hope for me yet. Because I don't have any education in music. I just like listening to music and I just like singing. So there's not really, you know, like it's probably too late for me to go to music school now. But that means that there's hope for people like me who've never been to music school. It was really like that. I think that was the thing I was excited about most, because it basically told me like, you know, I just need to do it. Like I can learn by doing, I can learn by experience, I can learn by observing. I can basically just like learn by trying. So it kind of made me feel a little bit better about myself. I do wish that there was more talk of like what their process was. I can basically kind of understand the sort of like general pipeline of how a song is put together, but like it would be nice to have a concrete example. Like, you know, I start with like, does the top line get made first? Does the instrumental get made first? When you're making the instrumental, do you start with like the rhythm? Do you start with like, I'm sure you start with like the key, right? Because that limits the amount of notes that you can use in a song. So you start with the key and then you start with the rhythm, which determines your like BPM. You see, I'm learning things in my off time. I'm learning some of my off time because I want to try. But like from there, I'm kind of lost, right? Once you have your key determined and once you have your BPM determined, where do you go from there? Do you do like percussion? Do you do like strings? Like how many layers do you need? It's so... I feel like it probably varies from person to person, and that's why there's no like hard and fast rule about how to do it. I would like to learn. I'll figure it out. Basically, like Johnny was like, just listen to songs that you like and try and emulate them. And then as you figure out how to emulate them, you'll figure out how they're made and like how they're put together and stuff like that. Having music education is helpful in understanding, but isn't necessary to compose. Yeah, I want to try it. I need to try it. If I'm gonna be able to make more original music, I have to figure it out. I'm really in my like self-improvement, self-sufficiency arc. I've been practicing my timing and tuning. I've been trying to learn the like basics of music production. And then I actually have an upcoming cover that I'm going to be trying to do the mixing for myself. So pray for me. Pray for me. I'm so lost in terms of music production. They basically like described like top lining is like the melody, right? So like like this, the melody that you're saying is the top line with the lyrics. And then the like, you know, the backing music is obviously the instrumental, because rarely the instrumental doesn't usually have the same exact notes as the top line, as the melody, as the main, you know, the main sound that you're hearing, the main vocals. This is my little soda pop. And what about it? It's really really good song. I love all the music. As expected, I will be covering all the music from that movie eventually. Learning how people do their own processes would be cool to experience. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like until I can kind of see how other people do it, I don't really know where to start. I can listen to, like, already made songs, but I'm not exactly sure what happens in the middle. How do you get from, like, point A to point B and so forth? I just recognized it right away. Same brain rot. I really love that movie. It was so much fun. I felt like it was like, as somebody who used to be an animation major, it was like a visual feast. Let me see. Okay. We talked about the asteroid panel. Oh, that's right. We did the asteroid panel, and then I went to Artist Alley really quick to grab the standee of myself. So for those of you who maybe did not hear, because it kind of happened a little last minute. So Flatline was released, right? That cover that I was in with Humi and Bunmi. And Bunmi did the art for it, but Bunmi was also tabling at OFFKAI. So Bunmi was just like, hey, I'm gonna make standees of the illustrations I did for Flatline, which means that at OFFKAI I also had merchandise that you could buy. Here, I'll show you a picture of the standees. Ba-bam! So if you went to OFFKAI, you could go to booth 50 in the Artist Alley, Bunmi's booth, and you could buy these standees. So that's like the first thing that I did. I didn't have time to go through the Artist Alley very much at all on Friday because we were so busy. I was basically from one place to another, except for before the concert. So I basically hit up Artist Alley really quick to pick up a copy of my standee, and then I pieced out of Artist Alley. Yeah, apparently they sold out. And at some point I had to come back to Bunmi's booth to sign one because she had somebody request that they all be signed. So I came back to her booth at some point to sign mine. It was very cool. It was a neat experience. Yeah, if you got one, I hope you enjoy it. It's very cute. We're all so very cute. I'm gonna put us, because I also got the whole set. I'm gonna put us on my like shoujo manga shelf because I feel like that's where we belong. We look like shoujo manga characters. It's so cute. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters with a girl in my hotel room, so basically I would have been pink regardless. Holy shit! That's a crazy date. That's a crazy good date, is what I mean. I got to hang out with Humi for a few hours. You hung out with Humi longer than I did. I literally just saw her in passing one day. I was like, hey, that's my girl. And then we hugged. And then we were like, okay, have a good con. And then I didn't see her again the rest of the convention. I'm kind of sad. But I did hang out a lot. I hung out with her a lot last year. So, yeah, Bunmi is super cute. I didn't know that was an option. I wish it was. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was an option either. Bunmi just like messages me in a frenzy, like, hey, can you come sign this standee? And I was like, oh, yeah, totally. I don't mind. But you know what? Yeah, I guess it does make sense. I have signed things at Artist Alley before. I'm sorry. You have my signature on you have my signature on my prints. You can just like take it and forge it if you want. Or I don't know, should I release a sticker of my signature and then you can just like, I'll do like those clear transparent ones. I'll do a clear transparent sticker of my signature and then you can pretend I've signed anything. Please just don't like sign any documents with my name. She bought us pizza? Oh, what kind of pizza? Humi is so nice. What the heck? I asked her if she was going to be doing any kind of like meetup or whatever again. And she was just like, no, I don't think I will. And then she went out and did that anyway. Copy pasting your signature? I should forge your... Yeah, exactly. Just forge it. It's fine. It's not that hard. Surely, right? I don't think my signature is that hard. It's quite easy. Okay. After I picked up my standee, this one. After I picked up my standee, I had a lot of time to kill before I went to the asteroid concert. I didn't really have anything to do in between then, so I mostly just went back to the hotel room to chill. And then I went to the asteroid concert by myself. again. I'm very cool with like being alone, I realize, because I know there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't want to eat by myself. I don't want to go to this concert by myself. I don't want to go to this party by myself, etc., etc., etc. But I'm so fine with being alone. So I went to the Asteroid concert and then I just sat there while we waited in line because they were delayed a little bit. Surely no one will have your autograph on something unhinged, right? Surely! I don't think you guys would do that. You're good little beans. You wouldn't do that, right? 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 I trust you. Probably. If you want to sign my Ike Vox Yaoi book, I would though. I would even sign it on the page where there's pee-pee if you want. I don't know. Is it that kind of dojin? Are the pee-pees like, are they lightsabers or are they blacked out blocks or are they mosaic or are they just like there? Hello, welcome. We're doing a catch-up stream because I came back from VTuber convention OFFKAI this week. We just finished talking about Friday, basically. I went to Asteroid concert on Friday night. It was hype. Everyone was really hot. I really liked watching Johnny dance. Holy shit, that guy's got moves. And then I left and I went back to sleep. No, they're fully uncensored. Ah, that's crazy! Well, I mean, I guess, right? This is the United States of America. And, you know, not overseas. We don't really have rules for that stuff here. If it goes, it goes. Okay! We made it through talking about Friday! It only took 1 hour. Oh god, I might be here for 2 hours. 3 hours, because there are 3 days. I made a mistake of not getting water. I don't have water. Maybe I should get some. Uh-oh. Well, we'll see how long I can go before my voice starts cracking again. Haha. Wait, Saturday. I feel like Friday was probably the busiest day, actually. So maybe it won't take as long to talk about the other two. But on Saturday, I woke up early. I'm so responsible, and I woke up early because I remember Nari was just like, hey, everyone's making plans for like dinner. Right? For like dinners together. Does anybody want to have breakfast together? Where are my early risers at? And I was like, OMG me! I'm the early riser! And like the fucking hilarious thing is... No, wait, that was Sunday. Well, there wasn't... The next day, I woke up super, super early. So, yes, we had breakfast with Nari and a friend of hers. And I had avocado toast for the first time in my life. Me, a millennial! I had avocado toast. It was really yummy. It was really, really good. The rare VTuber morning people. I am a morning person. It's probably because of my day job, because I am always waking up early for my day job. But I'm a morning person. So I like getting up early and tackling the day early and then being like, wow, I've gotten so much done today. How much time in the day do I have left? Oh my gosh, it's only noon. I basically still have the whole day left. I love that feeling. That's like the best feeling in the world to me. What else did I do? Oh, so basically on Saturday I had more time to go to Artist Alley. So after breakfast, that's what I did. I got into Artist Alley, and I don't know if any of you know Xiao Xiao. Xiao tabled with Ichika Maya. If you guys happen to know either of them, they tabled together. And their booth was so popular, like they constantly had a line. So literally, I had breakfast, and then I went to go stand in line at Xiao's booth, and that's basically what I did until the next thing. So I went to stand in Xiao's line because Xiao made these like really cute Tamagotchi shaker charms with like different VTuber talents. And I think she was one of the few people I saw that made Doppio merchandise. So I went to go stand in line for the opportunity to go shake my little guy around in a Tamagotchi charm. I was so good, and I woke up early on Friday and Saturday. Oh, that is so good. Oh, but not Sunday, huh? Then I got drunk on Saturday night and it was game over for... I think 2 out of 3 is still pretty good. 2 out of 3 is still pretty decent. Good job. especially during a convention. Sunday, it's kind of understandable. I feel like Sunday is always the day where people sleep in. Xiao's booth was so busy when I went. Yeah, exactly. So I stood in line at Xiao's booth for literally like 30 minutes. I was literally there for like 30 minutes. But thankfully, my baby girl Nariko was with me. So we were just mostly chatting about whatever and, you know, waiting. Okay, so Xiao and Maya's booth had like a very convenient thing where the people in line could like basically take a menu of the merchandise that they had and look at the stuff ahead of time and then mark what they wanted. So they gave me the little catalog and they gave me a marker and I marked off what I needed, which was basically just the shaker of Tobio drop side. That's all I wanted. Hello, welcome. So then, like, when it was my turn, I went ahead and just, like, handed it to them. I was just like, I'm just here for this little guy. And then I showed them my eat it bag. And Xiao was like, oh, you definitely are. I showed them my eat it bag. So then I picked up Doppio, but then, like, I was getting ready to leave. And I forgot to return the marker. So I went back over to the assistant who was managing the line to hand over the marker. But while I was leaning over to the assistant to hand him the marker back, I ran into some people I know. So, let me link you guys. So I was talking earlier. This is so crazy. I literally met like everybody except for maybe one person. I literally met all of the staff related to Flatline. Okay, so if you haven't heard it yet, hold on, I'm gonna link it. Where is it? Flatline. Okay, so I covered this song that I'm going to link in just a moment. Oh well, why is the thing so long? Does that work? Yes. So I covered the song, okay, and I covered it with my friends. And so Bun drew the art, and Bun was selling the art at Artist Alley. And then when I went back to go return that marker, to Xiao's booth, I ran into Plixor, who mixed the song for us, and Miolaphone, who literally made the song. So while I was saying hi to them, it was so funny because I was just like, OMG, you're Plixor, you mixed our Flatline cover, thank you so much. And then Mio, it's like, OMG, I didn't realize who I was talking to, because I've known Miolaphone since maybe last year or even 2 years ago. I know Miolaphone back when I was like somebody else. So it was crazy running into those two. I was just like, oh my gosh, I literally just like saw you guys online. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. And so then, like, while I'm, like, talking to them, I look over to the person who's with them, and it's fucking Sawtown. Sawtown of Confessions of a Rotten Girl, Sawtown. Sawtown of, oh, what, how does it go? I swear I'd never sin again. You know. I look over at his fucking Sawtown. I'm like, oh my fucking god, I love your work. So then, like, you know, Sawtown is like super nice and dressed like super fucking cute. So I got a selfie with the three of them, and it's so awesome. And I'm never gonna post it anywhere, of course, but it's like, it's for me to enjoy. So I just, like, you know, I chat with them a little bit. And then I, like, you know, we do the thing, like the Japanese businessman thing, where I'm like, here's my business card, here's my business card, here's my business card, stuff like that. And then I have to leave because I have to go do our meet and greet. So I'm honestly so glad that I took that time to go stand in line at Xiao's booth. Because here's the thing, Rina Astera was not with me. Rina Astera was like, I don't want to stand in this line, I'm gonna go do something else. So me and Nari stood in the line and waited, and then literally I was like, oh, I forgot to give this marker back. So I go back, and then, like, I just happened to run into three people that I admire so much. So those were one of the things that happened where I was like, I feel like everything happens for a reason, right? I was like, I'm so glad I stood in this line, and I'm so glad I forgot to give this marker back. Because it was so cool. Okay, so that's literally all I did during this, like, segment. I literally stood in line at Xiao's booth, and then I got my stuff, and then I saw Mio and Plixer and Sawtown, and then I chatted with them, and then I had to leave because me and Rina had to go do our meet and greet at Aegis Link's booth. So I'm sure those of you who may be wondering how do you do a meet and greet when you're a VTuber, but you're at the convention and you're not at home? Honestly, what you're thinking or what you're assuming is literally how we would do it. So I was going to pack very light for this convention, but when I realized that we had a meet and greet and that the convention didn't have any kind of like closed rooms where VTubers present could go do their meet and greets, I realized I had to bring my setup. So unfortunately, the reason I had to bring I had to bring a rolling luggage was because I had to fit like my laptop and my keyboard and my mouse and my microphone arm in my luggage because I had a meet and greet. So it was a very interesting jank setup, honestly. So Rena also brought her laptop, and then we shared a microphone. So we had basically Rena using her laptop to connect her model to the same room as my model, and then that way she could also like listen to the like relays. She could listen to you guys in real time, but all of the audio was coming through my computer. So it was an interesting setup, to say the least. I feel like it would be really, really, really awesome. I don't know if I could send this into OFFKAI. I don't know if they would even consider this, but it would be really, really, really awesome if they separated either like a room or a block or some area for VTubers who have meet and greets but are at the convention physically to come do those meet and greets. It would like be super nice if they just had like a laptop, a nice microphone, and then like, you know, OBS and VTube Studio loaded. Well, then you'd have to load like your model and stuff like that. I think there would be a lot of logistics involved, but I think that would be a really convenient option because let me tell you, there were other people who used my setup for meet and greets, and there were other people who used our room for meet and greets because nobody had anywhere to do them from. So I think I'm onto something. I think I'm on to potentially a very lucrative business venture, potentially. Yeah. It would be like a really nice amenity to just have like, you know, rooms where you could do meet and greet that are like soundproof, that would have like discrete entrances and exits. So, you know, like you can't, you know, you wouldn't be able to like follow people into there, or you wouldn't even be able to tell where they're coming out from. I think in ideal world, it would be like a one-way thing where they go in on one side and they come out on the other side and nobody knows like, you know, what, like this is an unmarked room, block, tent, whatever, where you don't exactly know what these people going in and out are doing. But it was still a very fun experience. It was super cool. I've done a meet and greet before at OFFKAI, but this was the first one that I did that was like kind of more structured and scheduled. The last one that I did at OFFKAI was kind of just like a free-for-all where if you were passing by, you could say hi to me, or if you knew I was there, you could say hi to me, and you didn't really have like a time limit or anything. But I feel like because there was no time limit the first time I did a meet and greet, most people were just kind of like, oh, I'm just here to say hi, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, here's like 30 seconds of talking, okay, bye. Whereas this time when we were at Aegislink's booth, they were like, okay, everybody has 4 minutes, make the most of it, you get a picture afterwards, and then your prints. So it was a very cool, very structured experience. I really liked it a lot. Aegislink organized it so easy. I honestly wouldn't have done it any better myself. They gave you the option for where if you were doing like a solo meet and greet, you could be like vertical mode, or if you were doing like a group meet and greet like I did with Rena, you could do like the horizontal mode, and everything was just so nice and easy. I liked it a lot. So those of you who came to our meet and greet, thank you so much for making my second meet and greet experience so fun. I'm gonna be real with you. Me and Rena were not entirely sure that we would have people to talk to the entire time. So we were kind of like of the understanding that we would either just like yell to passing bystanders, or we would just like talk to each other like a podcast. But the thing is, we had people the entire time. So I was like shocked. I was shook. I was genuinely surprised. So thank you. If you came out, thank you. If you got a print, I'm happy. Thank you so much. I hope you guys liked my nails at the meet. Yeah, I did. The staff assistant took pictures and posted it to us in the Discord. They're so cute. You should check out my Oshis. It's free marketing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry that we asked to see everybody's feet, but it was really funny seeing everybody like lifting their legs. Because it was kind of just like, oh wow, I'm not the only one who can't lift their legs very high. Thank God, it's not just me. You two are lovely. Thank you! You're so cute. Thank you for visiting us and making us feel like not so alone. Because genuinely, we were like, what are we going to do if we have no people? Like, wing it? Make it work, I guess. Yelling at passing people is diabolical. When I did my first meet and greet, that like wasn't, I think was this 3 years ago? Gosh, my first meet and greet at 3 years ago at OFFKAI. Literally that's what I was doing because it wasn't very structured and I wasn't, like, OFFKAI wasn't very big at that point. So basically during my first meet and greet at OFFKAI 3 years ago, I was literally doing that. I was just like, wow, I was like commenting on like the people passing by in hopes that like they would come talk to me or something like that. Because I had plenty of friends who came by to talk to me. But since it wasn't really like a structured meet and greet, they usually just hung around for like 20 to 30 seconds and then peaced out. So there were a decent amount of times where I was literally kind of just like, oh, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the view. Yeah. It was fun. So thank you for making my first meet and greet experience very fun. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. Literally right after the meet and greet, we were like, okay, we're done. That was fun. And then we literally go back to the con center. Like literally, we were at the Aegislink booth doing a meet and greet. And then when we're done, we walk out and we go back to the con center and we literally like walk to the Aegislink booth. Like, wow, I was just here. And apparently some of our friends like saw our meet and greet, but they couldn't like get in line or something like that, or there was too many people in line or something like that, and they didn't want to take up extra slots. So I'm gonna call them out. Nariko and fucking Kohaku Hyoma. I know you. They apparently were watching us do our meet and greets, but did not come say hi to us. So I mean, it's fine. I hung out with Nariko so much during the weekend. And then for fucking Kohaku, I didn't even realize it was Kohaku Hyoma from Globy. I didn't even realize it was him because I feel like online he sounds... Is he gonna kill me if I say this? He sounds nerdier online. He sounds cooler in person. I really think his microphone setup is like... is getting him. Is nerfing him. So when I heard him in person, I couldn't even clock that it was him because he sounds nerdier online. When I looked back, the line was so long. OMG, thank you so much for like hanging out then. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize. I'm so sad. I wanna meet the people who were in line waiting who didn't get to come say hi. Aw. If you're out there, if you happen to find me through time and space and distance, thank you. Come talk to me, okay? You can meet and greet me right now. Show me your face. I should have checked Nariko. She was right next to me while I was like, I know. It's okay. She told me later, and I was just like, why didn't you get in line? But I can kind of understand it. So, you know, the OFFKAI meet and greet, like, raffle was released, and I was looking through it, and I was like, I applied for the raffle for basically like all of the big company talents. Like I threw my hat in the ring for like Nerissa and like the Hollow Stars and like Doki Bird. Oh, I didn't get any of those raffles, by the way. But for the most part, for the indie VTuber meet and greet section, I was really just like, you're my friend. If I wanted to talk to you, I could just talk to you. So I'm not going to take up a meet and greet slot from somebody else who doesn't have that opportunity. So I can also understand like that also might be the case, you know, like that also might be why people who already know me may have been like, no, I don't want to talk to her. She's cringe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. After the meet and greet, that's when I went back to Artist Alley, and then I really went through it really thoroughly to look for any like Doppio merchandise and any like Holostars JP merchandise. I'm a big JP girl. And there was a decent amount because I was at OFFKAI last year and I really didn't find too much Holostars merch at all. There was just a little bit of Holostars EN and like literally none of Holostars JP. And I don't think there was any Doppio last year. I was depresso. So this year it was much more fruitful, I feel like. So basically at this point after Artist Alley, me and Rena go our separate ways because I decide that I'm gonna go have dinner with my dad because my dad lives in the area generally, and not really in the area. I had him drive like an hour. But my dad kind of lives in the Bay Area, sort of. So he came to pick me up from the hotel, and then I went to have dinner with him. This guy, he's just like, I'm gonna pick you up at 3:30, okay? And I'm like, 3:30, got it. And then he messages me at like 3:10, like, I'm here. And I'm like, what? Huh? So I have to very quickly put my shoes on and like scramble downstairs to the curb so my father is not waiting in this car. And I look around, and I look around the corner, and I look down the street, and I'm looking at the valet area, and he's not fucking here. So I call him 3 times. He does not pick up. I text him, where? Here. And I'm so worried. I'm having like a small panic attack even. I'm like, oh my god, did I give you the wrong address? Did I give you the wrong like location? Are you at a different hotel with like the same chain or the same name? And so like honestly, since he's not picking up his phone and he's not answering me, there's literally nothing I can do. So I'm just like pacing back and forth in front of my hotel, wondering where the hell my father is because he says he's here, but he is obviously not here. However, all things happen for a reason because once again, these things just happen to me apparently. You had me looking for Doppio merch just because I was like, I bet Fiona picked literally like any Doppio merch you may have seen in the Artist Alley, I probably bought it. I probably bought it on Saturday. So my dad was like nowhere to be found, and I'm just like, you know, hanging out in front of my hotel, having, you know, freaking out. Where are you? Did I give you the wrong address? Did I give you the wrong place? I don't know. Is this my fault? Did I accidentally agree that we were going to meet at the restaurant and now I have to make it over there? Whatever. So as I'm freaking out, I like look over and I see this person who I have been seeing at the convention, who I note has like a very cool, memorable hairstyle and like very cool, memorable rings on his fingers. I'm like, oh, there's that guy who's always like hella dripped out. He's always dressed really well and he's super memorable. I don't know who the fuck he is, but like, you know, kudos to him for being so dripped out all the time. And then I look to beside him and I see another guy who's wearing like this, who's wearing a labubu. And I'm like, wait a second, that labubu looks familiar. And then I remember that this labubu is one that my friend showed me because she was just like, oh, I like Professor Lando. And I was just like, oh, who's that? And then I looked them up and I'm like, oh, wait, they're here. They're here in San Jose. Look, they're wearing a labubu. And I look and like, and there's this person who's like standing in front of my hotel is this guy with his labubu. I'm like, I can't believe I recognize this man. Cause like, here's the thing. I'm face blind, dude. I don't recognize faces. So the first guy, I'm like, oh yeah, you're hella dripped out and you wear a lot of rings and you have like a white streak in your hair. Apparently that's Commander Connor. I also don't know who that is. But I saw a lot of people like take pictures with him. So he must be somebody. And then Professor Lando was also there with him. But the only reason I realized it was him is because I remembered what labubu he was wearing in his picture. And then beside him, I also look and there's another friend of mine that I didn't even recognize. Because the last time that I saw them, they were hella dripped out. And like, I'll tell you who this friend is in a little bit because we have a picture. So I see another friend who's also with them and I didn't recognize them at first. I was like, wait a second. So I walk up to them and I say the scariest thing that you can say to a VTuber. I say, hey, you know me. Or, hey, I know you, right? So I'm hoping I didn't scare him. I told him, like, did I scare you when I said that? And he was like, no, it's fine. So I said, hey, I know you. And then we like chatted for a little bit and we said hi a little bit. And I was like, how are you doing? Are you having fun? And then my dad finally did show up. He was not. He lied to me. He sent me a text saying, okay, I'm here. He was not here. When you say you are here, you need to be here in front of the hotel, sir. Hey, I know you. Terrifying, right? That's like a terrifying thing that you can say to somebody who wants to be like very private and like, you know, have their boundaries online, offline type thing. But it's okay. It's okay. This is my friend. I'll tell you who my friend is in a little bit because we have a phone picture. So then I went to go eat with my dad in Japantown and San Jose, which I've never been to. But they have a decent amount of like cute family-owned eateries and stuff like that. So we went to this one that had like a revolving sushi bar. And honestly, I just ordered appetizers. I literally just ate like potato croquette. And then I ate tofu and I had edamame and I had like miso soup. I literally just ate appetizers while I was there. So yeah, it was a cute outing. I don't really see my dad that often. During a good year, I see him maybe once a year. This year, I have been able to see him twice this year at least, because he lives on the other side of the country. But it makes me feel kind of bad because my dad is pretty old at this point. So I do feel like I'm acutely aware of the fact that I probably won't see him very many more times before it's his time to go, type thing. So I do try and see him when I can, which is why I was like, I know it's like an hour from where you live, but will you come have dinner with me? Kura Sushi, or is there another one? I don't remember which one. I think it was called was it called Kazoo? I think it was K-A-Z something in Japantown, San Jose. Yeah. K-A something. It looked like a very like new restaurant. Honestly, everything seemed very modern and updated, but their menu was like super good. They had such a nice variety of things. I don't see a lot of Japanese places that offer potato croquette, which is one of my favorite things to eat. Yeah, I don't know if I've been to that one then. It was really nice and quiet to kind of get away from the convention like center. There was one other person there who was obviously there for OFFKAI because they were wearing a Takanashi Kiara happy. But otherwise, it was very quiet and very empty. It was a nice break because, you know, if you went anywhere within walking distance of the convention center, literally all convention goers. And then, like, it's another thing, like, you know, if you're eating so close to the convention center, that's another situation where it's maybe not a good idea to, like, speak up or, like, even talk about your identities because, you know, you're never going to know who's going to be in the table next to you. Yeah, I gotta hang out with my dad, which was nice. And then me and my stepbrother went to a keyboard shop afterwards, where we kind of just like poked around. And then I had to hurry back to the hotel because I really had to do an idol meeting. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't know if you heard. Okay, so every year, OFFKAI does a big concert with like a bunch of high-profile guests, basically. Like I think last year or the year before, no, I think it was last year. Last year there was like Miori, there was Bao, there was Kiara, and so on and so forth. So this year, the lineup was Yumemi, who I had brunch with on Friday. And then after Yumemi was Tomoko, and then Obi Katie Cat, Unnamed, Narissa Ravencroft, and Kizuna Ai. So since I've kind of been like on my wanting to focus more on music kick lately, I was like, I should watch the concert. I'm not really doing anything on Saturday night. I'm gonna go watch the concert and have a lot of fun. And then I am informed via Twitter, via word of mouth, that apparently in order to be seated for the concert, you need to get wristbands. And the wristbands go through the colors of the rainbow, red through purple. And depending on what color you get, it means when you can enter the venue and get seated. And I do not hear about the wristband things until I am back from dinner and they are out. So basically, the wristband people get admitted first, and then general admission happens after that for however many slots or spaces or seats are left. And at this point, I'm like, I don't think I'm getting in. If I haven't lined up already 2 hours ago in general admission, I don't think I'm getting in. So I kind of just take the L. And I think it's okay, actually, because Rena comes back from her dinner and she's like, I'm really tired. I don't even know if I could do a concert right now. And honestly, my tummy was like mega hurting. I don't know what it is, because my stomach was hurting during and before the Asteroid concert, and then my stomach started acting up again before the OFFKAI live concert. So I think it was just like, no, just don't go. Because imagine if I went and then my stomach acted up and then I had to leave in the middle. I basically, I would have just taken a spot away from somebody else who may have enjoyed it the entire time. So I decided to stay in my hotel room and just watch it from there. It was pretty intense to try and get in. I stayed really far in the back of the crowd because it was a lot. Yeah. And like, you know, I feel like being in my hotel room was probably the best self-care decision I could have made because, you know, I got to watch it laying down in my bed. I got to be able to get up and go to the bathroom whenever my stomach started acting up again. And then also, I had quite a number of cute girls stop by my room to tell me hello or to pick things up or to drop things off. And honestly, it kind of just felt like a chill sleepover. I finally got to meet Shiki in person. I feel, how long have I known Shiki? I've known Shiki since 2 years ago. Has it been that 2 or 3 years at least? Yeah, so like Shiki came by my room a couple of times and I was like, oh my god, we've known each other for so long. And that was fun and that was cute. And she literally posted on Twitter like, hey, those of you who met me in person, would you say I look like I'm pushing 30? And I was like, fuck no, absolutely not. You have such baby face energy. Yeah. So I got to meet like other cute girls who came by my room, and it was a really nice, cute experience. I had a lot of fun watching the concert. I think I literally cried. I literally cried during like Yusan's part. I'm sure lots of people did. If you watched it, Yusan's announcement and Yusan's interaction with the crowd was very emotional, and honestly I can only say that I'm so proud of them and I'm so happy for them that they found a community where they feel accepted. I'm gonna get emotional thinking about it again. But I'm so happy for them. It was a really fun hype concert. Like I said, watching Yumemi do her thing on stage with all that energy right after, like, you know, seeing her polish off chicken and waffles the day before was like so fucking funny crazy. I was actually tearing up for the whole concert except for OB Katy Cat. OB Katy Cat has like, that was the metal portion, right? Yeah, that was also the only performer I didn't personally know, but like metal's not really my thing. So that was another portion where I was kind of like, oh, maybe it's better that I didn't go in person, because if I went in person, I think I would probably have a migraine. Metal's not really my thing. And I wouldn't say I hate loud music, but if the music is gonna be loud, like I have to love it, right? Like Yusan chose a set that was super well known and super popular and all these songs that people know, so I felt like really hyped and cool for that one. But when it came to songs I didn't really know, I couldn't really like, you know, I couldn't like sing along, or I didn't like know the beat, or I couldn't cheer along and stuff like that. So that was one of the points where I was just like, oh, maybe it's better that I stayed in my hotel room. That way I can kind of like curate my experience to whatever's comfortable for me. Yeah. And then after the OFFKAI live concert ended, I basically went to sleep. Yippee! Okay, let me pull up the next picture, because bright and early on Sunday morning, have any of you ever gone to a Taiwanese Xiaolongbao restaurant called Din Tai Fung? I think they have the most locations like on the West Coast. So if you're on the West Coast, you've probably at least heard of it, maybe, hopefully. For those of us in the Midwest, I'm sorry. Possibly they may have locations on the East Coast, but I'm not 100% sure. So basically, Din Tai Fung is a Xiaolongbao. They specialize in Xiaolongbao, which is basically like soup, dumplings, Chinese food. And I had gone previously, hilariously, when remember how I mentioned earlier that I went to Final Fantasy XIV Fan Fest last year? Literally, like the only highlight of that trip to Las Vegas was the fact that I got to try Din Tai Fung in Vegas. And I liked it so much that I had it twice while I was in Las Vegas last year. So when I realized that there was a location sort of in San Jose, like a 10-minute drive from the convention center, I made the reservation. I made the reservation and I made it for 4 people. And I was like, I don't care who is coming with me, but I am going. You can come if you want, but like, if you don't, I'm still going. Okay. So I just like, you know, made it clear that I was going to go eat at Din Tai Fung no matter what. And unfortunately, they're super hella booked up and I couldn't get a dinner slot. So we had to have xiaolong bao for breakfast. We had like dumplings and fried rice and stuff like that for breakfast. So it was, you know, on Sunday at 9 o'clock, bright and early. It was us. It was this group. So it was me. So there's me, and then we'll go clockwise again. So there's me, there's Rina, there's Otaharu Rio, who is like, I don't know what kind of relationship he has with Rina. I think Rina is his seme, and Rio is the uke. So like there's a line connecting Rina and Rio and Rina and me, but there is no line connecting me and Rio. Me and Rio are kind of like the concept of like sister wives. Sort of, where we all like share the same husband, sort of, but we don't really like, you know, have feelings for each other or anything like that. And then over there on my other side is our mutual friend Ice. So Ice was the person that I saw when I was waiting in front of my hotel on Saturday for my dad. When I noticed Commander Connor and Professor Lando, Ice was there with them. I didn't even realize Ice was there until I looked a little harder and I was like, wait a second, you know me, I know you. Yes. So Ice is not in our love polygon. Ice is actually like my son. That's my child, actually. So we went to Din Tai Fung, and the hilarious thing is, all of us have had Din Tai Fung before, except for Rina. So it was just Rina it was her first time. And like, let's put forth a disclaimer that I don't eat Chinese food on a regular. So I feel like Din Tai Fung is probably really fucking good to someone like me who did not grow up with like real Chinese food and dim sum and stuff like that, because I think it's a bomb.com. But Rina has, you know, eaten a lot of Chinese food in her life, so she knows, like, you know, she has a lot of sample data to pull from for what's good and what's like not. And she was like, it was good. It wasn't the best I've ever had, but like it was still good. So I basically I was the leader at this table. I was doing all the ordering. I was making sure everybody was getting their portions, because like we split everything. We went family style. So we would order it and then we'd be like, okay, you get 2, you get 2, you get 2. But I also feel like I ate the most. There were so many times. There was one time, I think Rio was full. And he was like, I don't feel like eating anymore. It's so much trouble to eat. And then me and Rina were literally both like, okay, we'll feed you. But since Rina ranks above me in the totem pole of the hierarchy within our weird, you know, polygonal relationship, and also Rina was the one sitting beside him. It fell to her to feed him. She did feed him. It was funny as hell. Rina also did the fucking thing where she so we ordered shrimp fried rice, and all of us were really excited about it because I like shrimp fried rice. But Rina did that thing where the waiter would come by and she would ask, what is this? And they would say, oh, it's shrimp fried rice. And she would be like, a shrimp fried this rice? And the waiter usually wouldn't say anything. The waiter would kind of just be like, yes, it's shrimp fried rice. And then she would repeat her joke. No, a shrimp fried this rice? And then they would kind of just be like, it's shrimp fried rice. And then she would be like, okay, thank you. It was awful. It was awful. The rest of us were dying. It was horrible. It was horrible. Ugh. I feel faint thinking about it. It was awful. She did it to 3 different waiters too, and every single time, all of these waiters exercised the most amount of patience with us, just trying to calmly explain. And I don't even know if they didn't get the joke. It's very possible that they didn't get the joke, or they just weren't going to give her that satisfaction and just remain professional. Because every single time when she would say, "A shrimp fried this rice," they would be like, "It's shrimp fried rice. It's shrimp fried rice. Yes, it's shrimp fried rice." Yeah, three times. 3 waiters. And if she mentioned it several times to each waiter, that's at least 6 instances of her saying, "A shrimp fried this rice?" It was awful. It was awful. And she was going to do it again too, until I took the shrimp fried rice off the table and hid it underneath the table so she couldn't gesture to it, asking the waiter what it was. And then she looked at me like I had kicked her. She looked at me like I had ultimately betrayed her. It was so evil. It was a lot of fun. We ate a lot of food. Like I said, I think I ate the most, which is crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a morning person and I'm super used to eating breakfast. So I eat breakfast almost on a daily basis even, except for the weekends when I'm lazy and just have brunch instead. So I was eating the most. They would be like, "Oh, I can't finish it." And then I'd have to finish it. And they'd be like, "Oh, I'm done. No more for me." Okay, then I have to finish it because I don't want to waste the money. So yeah, I felt like I was eating quite a lot that breakfast. But it was really yummy. I like Din Tai Fung a lot. I actually think the highlight of their menu for me personally is actually the dessert xiao long bao that's filled with chocolate. The chocolate xiao long bao is really good to me. I feel like the combination of the xiao long bao wrapping with the hot fudge is really satisfying. It's a really satisfying texture. Smart thank you. Proud of you, thank you. I'm all about on the spot, thinking. While we were eating the dessert xiao long bao, literally there was one time where I think you're supposed to eat it in one bite and then chew it with your mouth closed, but I don't know what happened, if ice bit into it in half or whatever, or was chewing it with his mouth open or something like that. But he chewed it and then this chocolate came spurting out onto the table. It was so funny. I was like, what's wrong with you? You've piqued my interest? That sounds good. It's really good. Honestly, it's my favorite thing on their menu because I feel like, okay, yes, you can get xiao long bao many places, but can you get chocolate xiao long bao? Not just anywhere. I feel like that's a Din Tai Fung specialty. And it was so funny because the chocolate is so rich and it's so dark. So when it splurts all over the table, it really does get all over the table. Thankfully, it didn't get on any of us, but it was funny that it happened. Let me see. Okay, I think that's the extent of what happened at Din Tai Fung, and then we went back home, yeah, we went back home. And then we went back to the hotel, and I said goodbye to everybody until another year. So we basically just rested for a little bit because for those of you that may have seen on Twitter, I had a robot roam. So if you're not 100% familiar with what that entails, I basically remote into a little robot that has a screen, and I'm able to control it remotely and speak through it and connect to my microphone and be able to see through a camera who is on the other side, basically. I can kind of show you a visual of what that looks like if you're having a hard... It's very common nowadays, especially VTubers. I don't know if it happens with many other types of conventions, but for a VTuber-centric convention like OFFKAI Expo, it is absolutely something you will see all the time. Let me see if I can find a picture. OFFKAI is home. Yeah, OFFKAI is home. Let me... Oh, here. Here's a picture of me with the Suisse 𝑑𝑎𝑡𝑎. So when I was a robot, I finally took the time to look at the 𝑑𝑎𝑡𝑎 showcase. So there's me. And I looked at all of them carefully, and I carefully considered what all of the cars were. I was asking my handler because honestly, I don't know anything about cars. And I was like, oh, this one is really cool. I love how poppy and vivid the graphics are. I really like the design of it and the fact that it's got something on the hood and something on the sides. What kind of car is this? And then my handler was like, oh, that's a Porsche. And I was like, if I accidentally run into this Porsche, my life is over. My savings, my checking, my assets, all gone. I cannot run into this thing. But it still ended up being Is that wait, is that a Porsche? That is a Porsche. Yes, it was a Porsche. It's a Porsche. And like I don't know cars. So yeah, I asked my handler. I was like, oh, because I was doing this for all of the cars, right? I was like, oh, this is what kind of car is this? What kind of car is this? I can tell this is a Subaru. Oh, I can tell this is a Hyundai, whatever. And I couldn't find any kind of logo on this one. So I asked my handler. So basically the handler is the person who is accompanying the robot in case anything happens to it, in case it gets stuck somewhere, in case it malfunctions or whatever. So I asked them what kind of car this is, and they were like, oh, this is a Porsche. Just casually. Jesus Christ. What's a Porsche doing at an anime convention? That's crazy. Oh, yes. You were recklessly driving around the artist alley. Yeah, I literally, I saw somebody else on a robot. I saw Taiga. Taiga-chama? I saw Taiga. You guys may remember Taiga from VTRP. I believe Taiga played Officer Ben Dover. I didn't even realize it was Taiga. But I saw Taiga. Taiga was also rolling around on one of these remote-controlled robots during the same time slot that I was doing so. So I saw him, and I was just like, can I run into him? Like, can I play bumper cars with him? And my handler was like, oh, I mean, you would be the third person who's done it. So I, from that answer, did not hear a no. I did not hear a no, you shouldn't do that. No, let's not do that. Maybe that wouldn't be a good idea. I did not hear a no. So once Taiga was free, I turned around, I faced him, I pressed the turbo button on the remote control, and then I just ran into him. Because here's the thing. And I literally told them this afterwards. I was just like, I'm a VTuber. I'm a silly little anime girl, y'all. You probably should not have told me about the turbo button on the robot. That probably wasn't the greatest idea. But that was the only time I used the turbo button. So I ran into Taiga. And like, of course, nothing happened to the robot. The robot just got like knocked backwards like 2 inches or whatever. But then he told me later that he heard me before he saw me, because he was like, your voice is very distinct. And I was like, ah, yes. That's how I got found in an elevator. It was so fun. The Minto Pinto was my second favorite car. I like literally saw it, and I was like, "What is this? What kind of car is this? I've never seen this car in my life. I don't know. This is an old car. This is a vintage car. It's like a vintage. It's like a Ford, right? A Ford Pinto. So it was nicknamed like the Minto Pinto because it was Mint Phantom themed. And I thought it was very cute and very charming because I like the look of like old and vintage things. It was really cute. I like that one a lot. Fiona is gonna cause a 10 bot pileup. And what about it? They shouldn't have taught me they shouldn't have taught me the turbo button. It was fun though. I had a lot of fun like chatting. And then hilariously, while I was a robot, I did get to see the 2 people who skipped out on our meet and greet. I literally saw Nari and I literally saw Kohaku. So I got to bother them a little bit while I was a robot at least. So it was fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really interesting like technology because sticking my tongue out, because for the robot to sort of like track where you're going and sort of to help you drive, it has 2 cameras on it. It has a front-facing camera to where you can see whatever's in front of you. And it also has a ground camera so you can maneuver yourself accurately. But because it has a ground camera, that means I can see everybody's feet at all times. It's awesome. I recommend it. It was so cool. I liked it so much. I'm so glad. I was just like, should I have done this? But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun piloting it. As somebody, so I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys before. I was a daddy's girl growing up. Like when it came to like me choosing between which of my parents I hung out with more and I had more like hobbies. I shared more hobbies with, it was like very much my dad. I was a dad's girl. I was a tomboy. I liked video games. I liked Pokemon cards. I liked throwing the football around. I liked hitting the golf balls. I liked stuff like that, which meant I also liked remote controlled cars. I loved getting remote control cars for Christmas. So honestly, like rolling the robot around kind of reminded me of that when I was younger. So it also gave me kind of like a nostalgic feeling. And yeah, when I was younger, I did also run my remote control cars into things, as kids do. I guess I never grew out of it. Is that how you collected extra feet pics? Maybe. All feet pic connoisseurs should really sign up for one of those robot things. You can sign up for slots at many conventions through VTuber Research Club. I think an hour slot you do have to pay. You do have to pay. It's not free, right? They gotta keep up the maintenance and they gotta pay for your handler to accompany you, right? The handler is basically using their convention to babysit you. So let's be appreciative of them. Thank you so much to my handler. John loves anime. And I feel like besides the bumper cars thing, I was a really, really easy VTuber to manage. Like, I knew how to drive the thing. I didn't bump into anybody except for Taiga on purpose. And I didn't really like buy anything or anything else. So I mostly just roamed around and talked to people. Let me see. Is that it for Sunday? I tabbed out of my outline. Where is it? Oh, that's right. So while this is a fun behind the scenes fact. While I was doing my robot roaming, Rena Astera was actually dozing on the bed behind me. I wouldn't say she was asleep because she probably couldn't sleep because obviously, if you came to talk to me, which I know some of you did, I was, very, very boisterous and very Genki. So obviously she couldn't sleep. But I remember her sometimes commenting or getting up to listen when I was talking about certain things. Like when I saw Kohaku again from Globy, and I was like, "You bitch! You didn't tell me it was you. I didn't recognize your voice. How come you didn't come say hi to us at our meet and greet, even though you were there?" She got up to look at my screen while I berated him. Is that where the tweet came from? Yes. So for those of you who missed it on Twitter or may not have Twitter, Rena posted, God, what did she say exactly? I have to get it word for word. So let me go get it. I'll read it out loud to you so we don't have to go through the whole copy paste thing. Why did I Googled her? Why did I Google her? She said, where is it? Something about the cuck chair. Where is it? Oh, she tweeted so much. Oh, nope, not that one. Nope, wait, this is the 19th. Where did it go? Oh, shoot. Did I pass it? Did she delete it? I'll cry. Wait, I don't see it anymore. Where did it go? Y'all, I don't see it anymore. Okay, so Rena basically tweeted, this is either during my robot roam or right after it. She basically said watching Fiona VTube from the cuck chair is wild, is crazy, or something like that. And I didn't really understand what she meant at first, but she meant, because here's how I interpreted it. I thought she meant that, watching me interact with other people was like being in a cuck chair. That's what I thought. I thought she was referring to herself being in the cuck chair because I was interacting with other people while she watched. What she actually meant, which I realized later, was that, so you know how when you go into a hotel room and there's always a single chair? That's what she calls the cuck chair. Because, you have people on the bed and then you have some weirdo sitting there. So that's what she meant when she said watching Fiona do her thing from the cuck chair is wild. In case anybody was confused and needed it explained, that's what happened. That's what she meant. I didn't get it at first. I get it now. It was funny though. It was a very interesting experience because I feel like, let me pose this question at y'all. If somebody else was in the room with you, would you be able to turn your personality on or turn your character on and turn everything on in stream? Would you be able to be 100% comfortable with somebody basically witnessing you performing? Because I feel like that might not be the case for a lot of people. Because I feel like since it was Rena, I was okay with her like listening in on me, like interacting with people, right? But like, I feel like if it was one of my family members, I'd be like, get out. Get out. I can't have you in here. You need to leave. I couldn't. I think I'd feel awkward. See, yeah. I think it would depend on the person. So I feel like it says a lot for the fact that I was okay basically doing what I was supposed to do while Rena just like laid there on the bed. It was funny. Because it's just like, she knows everything about me. She's seen everything about me. So what do I have left to hide, right? What do I have to be embarrassed about? Because she knows everything about me, right? So that's kind of like it was a weirdly comforting sentiment to have during the convention. I was like, wow, I actually thought I was nervous. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna feel so awkward and so weird if somebody is in the room while I do this like sort of meet and greet type thing. But I didn't feel awkward or weird at all. I actually thought it was hilarious that at some points she was like really paying attention to what I was saying, and at some points she like wanted to come over and see what I was seeing. It was very cute. It was so cute. So afterwards we kind of just like discussed it, and she was just like, oh, so what did you mean when you said this, or who were you talking to when you did XYZ and stuff like that. It's interesting to hear only one side of it. Next year, next year I don't know if we're gonna be there in person or whatever the hell or whatever, but next year I should force her to do the robot roam, and then I can sit in the room and listen, and then I could be in the cuck chair. It was so cute. I really wanted to say hi to your robot, but I was waiting in an alley line. It's okay. I understand. As somebody who was in Xiao's line for 30 minutes, I get it. It's okay. We could have played bumper cars, though. We could have played bumper cars. It's okay. You got your merch then, at least, right? If you were in an artist alley line, I'm gonna assume you were buying merch. Wouldn't it technically be the cuck bed? Yeah, you're right. That's crazy work. This crazy work! The cuck bed! The cuck bed! Implying the action is happening on the chair is crazy. Okay, after the robot roam, we did like last minute meetups, and I got to see like Umi Kyoku. I got to see, I finally got to see Yuna. I had seen Yuna recently anyway, but I got to see her again after like missing her for all of the convention. I literally passed Yuna on the like on the crosswalk, and I was like, OMG, Nini Yuna, I love your work. And then she turns around, she says like, oh, thank you. And then as she's walking away, she turns around again and she's like, wait, come back here. Cause she realizes it's me. It was really funny. And then I gave her some like Wuthering Waves stuff that I was keeping in my bag for her, and then we walked away. And then I saw her again later, so that was fine. Who else did I see? Oh, I saw Yuki and Yuna, the adventure twins. They're very cute, very sweet. Who else did I meet in that like short? Basically, like right after my robot roam is when I was doing all of these like very quick, like, okay, who do I still need to say hi to? Who have I not seen yet? Where are you? Are you free right now? Stuff like that. I have hella merch. You have so much merch. What did you buy? Who did you buy? And then after all of these like really quick like shotgun, you hear me snapping? All of these like quick shotgun meetups, then we left the convention center. That was the last time we were at the convention center in the convention, and we went to, if you follow me on Twitter, we went to the Winchester Mystery House. So if you're not familiar, the Winchester Mystery House is a tourist attraction, sort of historical house in San Jose. A lot of people think it may or may not be haunted, but it is just a fucking weird house that's got like, I think 106 rooms and like over 10,000 doors and windows. And it was made, the way it's like that because a very rich lady was either eccentric or she was superstitious and just kept adding things and rooms and stuff onto her house. So yeah, we went to this house and we took the tour and we were actually late. So by the time we had gotten there, the tour had already left, and then they had to take us through like a cute little secret back room to catch up to the rest of the tour. And it was a really interesting tour to go to. I personally do not believe in the supernatural, so I wasn't spooked, or I didn't have like any vibes or anything like that. I purely was in it for the historical knowledge from the tour and the appreciation of the historical architecture. So I had a lot of fun getting to see the house. It's just such a weird house, guys. If you ever get a chance to see it, if you're into like either weird scenarios or even weird houses or like historical architecture like I am, you would probably enjoy it. You would probably like it. I thought it was a neat experience. We did get to go to the basement. So there's like the main house tour, which lasts about an hour. And then you can take like a self-guided basement tour, which I think takes maybe from 20 to 30 minutes to walk all the way through if you're being really thorough and not kind of just like walking along it, just like it's a pathway. Yeah, there were points in the basement where we would like take pictures in the dark lighting. At some point, Rio and Rena went to the ghost sighting corner where there's like no lights and it's super dark. And Issa was too afraid to go to the corner, so I was like, okay, I feel like if we're in a situation like this, like I personally do not care one way or another, so I'm gonna stay with Issa just so we have a buddy system going on. It was very funny. So I must present to you the creme de la creme of our Winchester House trip. So something, I don't know if this is common in other countries. I mean, I think it was common when I went to Japan, so I guess it is common in other countries. Those of you who are already on Twitter have seen this, but I will show everybody again. It's really common for tourist locations to have some kind of green screen photography souvenir that you can like, you take a picture of your group in front of a green screen. It inserts a background behind you. You can take it home as a souvenir. And then, so the Winchester Mystery House did have something like that. And I had noticed it before we went into the tour because the green screen is outside. I was like, huh, that's an interesting thing to have here. And then Rena was just like, at the end of the tour, she's like, can we go do that thing, please? I don't know why she sounded like any of us would ever say no, because all of us were like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. So we went to go take pictures with the green screen, and we took like 2 pictures. And then the cameraman was like turning to leave. And then Rena was like, wait, can you take one more? Can you take one more? Just one more, please. So we took a 3rd one. And then we went back to inside the gift shop. And they started processing the pictures for us. And they have a screen that's facing outward, so we can kind of see the preview and then choose like a background. And we didn't realize this until the pictures were processed. But Issa was wearing a green cardigan. So when the preview came up, her like top half of her body was like see-through. It was transparent. Okay, and then the other context I must give you is, so we took 3 pictures. Our first picture was just like a nice, cute, well-posed picture, okay? And then after that, we went on to a theme, and we're like, okay, 2 of us are going to be the ghosts pretending to kill the other 2. And then for the 3rd picture, we're going to switch roles. So the picture that ended up being chosen was the one where Issa and Rio were playing the ghosts and me and Rena were the victims. And it ended up like this. So this is a redraw of the actual photo that we took as a souvenir. We all have pictures. we all have pictures, so that's why she was invisible. Yes. So Issa is partly invisible in this drawing because she was wearing green. So this is legitimately how she looks in the photo. Her like top is gone. So when this picture came up on the like preview screen, all of us were like crying, howling, because it was so funny. Because Issa's like gone. It was so funny. Oh, and I felt so bad. Oh, I felt so bad because, like, you have this group of, like, 4 obvious adults that are just, like, losing their fucking minds at this photo. I'm so sorry. We literally were, like, acting like teenagers, like, rowdy teenagers. But it's, yeah, exactly. I was just like, oh my god, you're like an actual ghost. We have to keep this one. And at some point, the person who was processing the photo was, like, going through the filter, like, strength. Because at some point, he, like, gave us a photo without her cardigan fucked up and see-through. But then I was like, wait, can you give us the version of the photo where her cardigan is, like, fucked up and see-through, because it's better. So we ended up all going home with this photo here, and then somebody was just like, oh man, I can't show my viewers because, like, you know, this is a real photo and we're VTubers. And I was like, oh, you guys, it's okay, I'll just redraw it for you. So basically on, let's see, Tuesday. On Tuesday night, I did the sketch, and then on Wednesday morning, I finished the lines and the colors. And ta-da! Ta-da! I have a little bit of drawing skills. What are VTubers but a bunch of rowdy teenagers wearing anime girl costumes? So true! That is what we are. That's literally how we acted in this poor quiet gift shop. It was a lot of fun. So, you know, I recommend going to the Winchester house if you're into that kind of stuff, but also just, like, you know, have you and your friends all wear green. It might make a fun memory. Yeah, they fix it. Yeah, they know how to fix it. They can adjust the filter. Because, like, it's not like Issa was wearing super bright neon green cardigan. Issa was kind of wearing like maybe like a pine or even like a sage green. It wasn't super neon cardigan, but, like, she kind of disappeared in the photo and we all thought it was hilarious. Yeah, so after the Winchester Mystery House, we went to Santana Row to eat. It is right across from the Mystery House, and it's kind of like a famous sort of like outdoor shopping outlet or like strip in San Jose where you can, like, shop, you can eat, you can kind of just, like, lounge outside. It's a very nice, like, walkable community area. So we went to go eat there, and then basically after that, we went back to our hotel. But I was dying. On our drive to the Winchester Mystery House, there was traffic. And on our drive back from the Winchester Mystery House, there was traffic. And I don't know if I've confided with you guys. I've confided in you guys about this before, but I have described myself as always being the designated driver. Part of the reason this is because when I'm not the designated driver, I tend to get car sick. So basically, like, going into the Winchester Mystery House, I was already kind of car sick. And then when we went home to the hotel, I got even more car sick. So basically, when we came back to the hotel, I was not doing well. I was trying really, 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 really hard not to waste the dinner that I had just eaten. I think it's just a combination of the smell of other people's cars. I'm not used to it, and so it kind of gives me a headache. Plus, when I have to sit in the back seat, the car moves more than if I was in the front seat. So it kind of aggravates my motion sickness, and then I get car sick. Yeah, so I basically get back to the hotel, and I start packing my stuff up. And at some point, Issa is just like, weren't you packing? And I'm like, girl, I'm done. And she said, what? Where did all your stuff go? And I said, in the luggage. The expensive Santana Row. Yeah, I feel like for the amount of I paid, I should have gotten way more food. For the amount I paid for my dinner at Santana Row, there should have been more on that plate. There should have been at least way more, double the amount of mashed potatoes. But whatever, you know? It was a convention. It was a trip. It was a small vacation. And honestly, I really, really needed it because my day job has been stressing me out so much. I won't go into too much detail, but, like, basically, you know how for a lot of places the high point or the busy time during the year is, like, Christmas? No. For me, where I work, the super busy time is actually during the summer. So I've kind of been super swamped and super overwhelmed with whatever has been happening at my day job lately. So it was really nice to kind of just, like, take a trip and do whatever and be stupid and be silly and just eat. Yeah, and say hi to my friends and meet people who I've known for a long time, but I've never met in person. So, yeah. The Westfield Mall across the street. I know. But like the Westfield Mall is so big, it's kind of intimidating. That's basically where we had Din Tai Fung. Yeah, we basically like on Sunday, we came to the Westfield Mall for Din Tai Fung. We left to go back to the convention center, and then we basically came back to the same location for the Winchester House. Honestly, if it was up to me, I probably would have booked like lunch and then gone to the Winchester House straight afterwards, so we could have saved, but I didn't have that option because Din Tai Fung apparently is like booked out so far ahead of time that only breakfast is available. That's everything. I think I told you guys, I left the hotel at approximately 9 p.m. I got to the airport. My flight took off at 11:30 p.m. and then I got home. I landed back home at 9:30 and then probably actually sat down in my house at like 10:30. So it was a very exciting trip. I got to see a lot of people. It took me my entire 2 years I lived in the area to figure out the layout of the mall. Yeah, it's ginormous. It's so ginormous. It's so confusing. And like I've been to that mall before, but not too many times. Maybe just like once or twice prior. You're insane for that. I know, right? That's right. I did go to work. I flew in. Yeah, I flew in. And then I rested for a little bit. I took a shower. I had a meal. I had Hazumi ramen. I had Hazumi vite ramen. I thought it was vite ramen. I was informed at OFFKAI this last weekend that it's not vite ramen, it's vite ramen. Like vitamin, like vite ramen. Vite ramen. I was like, what? Huh? So I bought a whole bunch of the Hazumi creamy ao cock ramen. And then I ate that, and then I went to work. So it's okay. I'm actually considering that some of the people I hung out with have some form of like con flu or con crud or a head cold or even like COVID. Considering I feel pretty okay, minus the like sore throat from screaming at the Asteroid concert, I would consider it a win. Listen. Okay, that's what Hazumi's creamy ow. Is that what it's called? Hold on. I'll get the real name. My friend Hazumi has it's creamy coq au blanc. There we go. There we go. My friend Hazumi has a vite ramen flavor that's called creamy coq au blanc, which is creamy white chicken or something like that. But everyone just calls it Hazumi's cock. C-O-Q. Because it's chicken. So it's actually my favorite flavor from the vite ramen flavors. So I buy it at OFFKAI every single year. I literally walk up to the vite ramen booth every single year at OFFKAI and I'm like, give me 10 cocks, dude. And the guy's like, all right, you got it. Here's a discount. And then I walk away with 10 cocks. It's French. Yes, it's French. But it's funny, right? I feel like, honestly, props to Hazumi. Because it's really a name that like starts a conversation. People are like, what the fuck did you just say? What is that? I literally bought it. I was buying it, and I think Rina and Nari were both there. I don't remember if Rina or Nari said this. But I was like, hey, can I get 10 cocks? To the person at the vite ramen booth. And either Rina or Nari was just like, girl, all at once? Oh man, VTubers are so funny, dude. VTubers are so funny. The camera's not even on and they're so funny. I think that's everything that I have to report from my trip. Woohoo! Yippee! I came back tired, but I did come back with a little bit of a lighter heart. Because I got to take a vacation, I got to see people I admire, and I also came back, I think, with a little bit more inspiration than when I left with. I feel like I really do want to like work more and learn more about how to make music and how to be a better musician. So, like, I spent probably too much money, but it was still a really good experience. Thank you for the stories. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. I hope those of you who went feel better. If you have the con cred, I will send my healthy vibes your way, because other than a sore throat, I generally seem to be okay. But please rest a lot and drink a lot of... Did you know? This is my... I'm not sponsored. I should be, though. Did you know Juicy Juice has no added sugar, and a glass gives you 100% of your daily value of vitamin C? That's my shit, dude. That's my homie. I love Juicy Juice. I drink it all the time, which is why I feel like, I don't really get like a flu or anything that often. So yeah, just like drink a lot of Juicy Juice and rest a lot. Isn't money made to be spent though? You're so right. Don't ever let Fun Mama hear you say that though. She'll actually get you. She's like the kind of person who's like, money is meant to be saved, and I'm like, Mom, for what? For what though? What's gonna happen when I hoard it all, and then at the end of my life I just have a bunch of like, what? Where's it going? It's not going to any children, that's for sure. I'm recovering from... Yeah. I gave myself time to be a slug. I love being a slug for a bit this weekend before getting back to the grind. Everybody should take a day to be a slug and watch K-pop Demon Hunters. I came home from OFFKAI with a... What? What? You got a girlfriend at OFFKAI? Wait! How? How? I need to know how. I need to know how. What the fuck? Is it actually possible to find love at an anime convention? What? Nuh-uh? Are you joshing me right now? I think this run of COVID was the most mild I've ever caught. Good. That's good. I know some of my homies that I hung out with, like, none of them are like in dire straits. Some of them do have like very obvious symptoms. So hopefully, even if you do unfortunately have it, it doesn't wreck you, you know? Thankfully, the first and only time I ever had COVID, I didn't really have any like life-threatening symptoms. I was just sleepy all the time. Oh, and I couldn't taste. It was awful. When I had COVID, I couldn't taste anything. So I literally just lived off of frozen pizzas every single day. Because I was like, it doesn't matter. I can't taste anything. It doesn't matter what I eat as long as I eat. It was awful. It was so bleak. Is Juicy Juice actually juice? It is. Yes, it is juice. I spent over $1,000 on merch last week. Oog. I mean, like, I love it though, right? Because like you're supporting your local weeb economy. You're supporting the artists who in turn, you know, make more merchandise that you can buy. It's like a cycle of feeding. Or these artists can use their funds to like, you know, support the franchises or the oshis that you know that they support, and it's just a cycle of creators supporting each other, which is why I will always like, you know, I never think that spending money in like Artist Alley or whatever, I don't ever think that's a waste of money. I already knew her beforehand. We met up at OFFKAI, so that's so cool though. Congratulations. Congratulations! You have joined the legion of internet users who are not single. I think that puts you in like an elite tier, actually. 500 of that was the Nintendo store, so not really. Oh no! Well, I also spent a lot of money at the Nintendo store in Japan, so honestly, kind of understandable. I still can't smell everything and only taste like half of what I used to. That's so sad. Oh man, smelling is crazy because like I feel like smell is a really integral sense to have for like your safety. Like what if there's a gas leak in your house or you left your oven on or something? Puts my paw on window. Nariko, my darling, I hope you are recovering well. Unfortunately, Nari was one of the people who I think has like for sure has the Roner. I will take care of you. I don't have it, so and then like that's the thing. You were masked very often. You can probably figure out what I bought. Splatoon stuff! Yeah! Yeah! Puny messaged me literally like while I was walking around on the robot. Okay, so I have a funny story for everybody involving Kyle here. I have apparently several funny stories involving you guys. So Kyle comes to say hi to me while I'm on my robot roam, and we start talking about Splatoon because he's like dripped out in Splatoon, right? I'm like, oh my god, I love Splatoon. I've been playing since 1. I used to be a 4K E-leader bitch. Sorry, I was that hoe who camped you on Moray Towers. And then we started talking about Splatoon more, and I was like, oh, if you like Splatoon, you should check out my Splatoon artist at Punny Booney, which is PUNNYBUNI. Because she draws like a lot of Splatoon. She's been into Splatoon for like, geez, as long as Splatoon 1 has been out. She's always been into Splatoon. And I was literally like, oh, you should check out my artist fan, haha. We like, she draws a lot of cute Splatoon art. And then Kyle was like, oh, I follow her already. And then Kyle was like, wait, I have DMs with her already. I was like, oh my god, you should tell her you're talking to me right now, because I think it would be funny. And it was, because she literally like DM'd me afterwards like, hi mom. She calls me mom. I think it's because I taught her how to play Final Fantasy 14, so she calls me mom. But she was like, I haven't heard from this person in a hot minute, and when they DM'd me a picture out of the blue, I did not expect it to be a picture of you. It was so funny. It was so funny. Literally, the world is so small. Are you proud of me? I have a job and a girlfriend, and I still watch VTubers. That is really good. Honestly, those are really good stats to have. That's crazy. It puts you in the top. I don't know, actually. It puts you in the top 1% of VTuber watchers. Probably. The first time I had COVID, I lost taste and every day felt bleak. Literally. Losing my taste was the worst thing. I spent my sick days playing Rhythm Heaven. That sounds awesome, though. I spent my sick days when I had COVID. I literally just watched VTubers all day. And that's why I'm here now. I literally just watched Hololive like all day. That pregnancy line was so dark. Girl, yeah, you are so pregnant right now. You are so pregnant with the Rona. I'm so sorry. Like, when I saw Rena's is actually, like, pretty faint. Like, blink and you could miss it faint. But yours is absolutely 100% definitely pregnant. I swear all of my Splat friends play Final Fantasy 14 these days. I'm not one. So here's the thing. I got into Final Fantasy 14 like in 2016. And I played it basically up until 2022. And then I took a long break from it, and I haven't really gone back since, and I haven't really had any interest of going back since. But somewhere along the way, oh my god, literally, speaking of Puny, this is like a fun fact. I made her go through, I watched her. Yeah. Me and my friends watched her as she went through like the Endwalker expansion, and because we were like, oh, you're gonna cry. Oh, you're gonna cry. Oh, you're gonna cry. It's gonna be so fun. Yeah, I did that to her, sorry. Now, Jace just needs to become a VTuber to finish the transformation. Aren't you, like, in the process of becoming a VTuber right now anyway? You're on your way there. Did you actually take pictures of me taking pictures of you and the robot? I have a screenshot. It's on my laptop, though. I have a screenshot on my laptop of your guys' feet. Of y'all's feet and things like that. Don't worry about it. She knows about you and Rena as my Oshis, and she says it's fine to keep supporting you the way I have been. So it's been like an extra dub. That's really good, actually. I feel like I wouldn't be able to see myself with somebody who wouldn't accept or like even get upset about the fact that I'm like, you know, into like 2D anime streamer. Because I feel like I've literally seen like Reddit posts like, oh my god, my partner is like really into fucking Luca Kaneshiro Nijisanji En, and it's ruining our relationship and stuff like that. And I'm just like, whoa, like I feel really bad for you, but also maybe you guys aren't on the same wavelength. It would be really hard for me if I got with somebody and they were like, I need you to stop watching Doppio. I would kill myself! I would just die! So I'm glad that you found somebody that's on the same wavelength as you, because I feel like it's really fun when you're enjoying like your oshis and your hobbies like on your own, but when you have somebody to bounce off of and who's like, you know, in your corner, so to speak, it feels even better. I have a full-time salary position. I'm still trying to watch my oshis. The mornings are killing me. Oh no, good luck. Honestly, I can kind of relate. I mean, I've mentioned Doppio however many times during the stream. He always streams when I'm literally driving home from work or about to leave work. And I'm like, please, please, I'm begging you. I do not want to get into a car accident because I'm busy watching your stream. Please, can you just push it out like 1 hour, please? It never happens though. And I still watch anyway later. So nothing changes other than me crying. Because do you know how difficult it is to try and watch your Oshi while you're driving and be like, oh, haha, I want to talk in chat right now, but I can't because I'm driving. It's so hard. It's so difficult. I definitely need someone who wouldn't mind my hobbies. I mean, like, yeah, in an ideal relationship, you need to have somebody who is in your court, who supports you 100%, as long as, like, you know, obviously, let's not get into unhealthy territory. Like, if you're doing something crazy, like stalking your Oshi, and then maybe someone should be like, hey, I don't, you know, someone needs to step in and be like, that's not well. But, you know, if you're being completely harmless and totally pure, and say so, emphasis on the say so, then it's fine. The phone delay prevents... I know! It hurts! Plus the delay, plus the fact that I'm like literally probably sitting in traffic with my hands on the wheel. Pain, 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 pain. Chatting and driving is crazy. It's okay. I don't do it. I'm tempted to do it. Or like I would really like to do it, but I never actually do it. Because I know, I keep this in my head, okay? I keep it in my head that if I was typing in my Oshi's chat and I got into a car accident and my Oshi found out, they would probably be really sad. They'd be like, oh my god, I caused this. They would, you know, I wouldn't want them to ever think that they were the cause for somebody's harm. So I keep my hands on the wheel. On the wheel at all times. I've chatted and drove to Rita before. Please! Please don't do that! If you get into a car accident because you're busy typing in our chat, I'll actually cry. I've tried using voice typing, but it's so bad. Literally, I don't understand because I feel like everybody who can successfully use like voice to text is literally like a boomer. So I don't know what it is. Like, maybe we just have to use it often enough to where the voice recognition software can actually understand what I'm trying to say. But also, if I'm saying super niche words that the voice, like your autocorrect wouldn't know, how is it gonna know what I'm saying, dude? Like, my phone is not gonna know that I am saying, OMG, Doppio drop sides, I fucking love you, keep doing what you're doing, yippee yippee yahoo, right? My phone might not be able to parse that, especially if I'm driving in the car and the car is just going, type shit. Occasionally, I type frantically during red lights. Okay, red lights I can understand because I also do sometimes reply to like text messages or Discord messages, but only during red lights. Only during red lights. That's okay, I feel like. As long as you're still paying attention to the red light and not like holding up the line behind you. I feel like you gotta have a certain accent to use those. Do I have an accent? I would like to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. Because there is this one time where I saw a comment about me made where somebody was just like, fionnafonart has an accent similar to this other streamer. And I'm just like, what accent are you talking about? American? Am I a boomer? I don't know. Were you born between the years of 57 and 69? You might be. I don't think you are. It just means if you know how to use your voice to text correctly, it just means you're using your technology properly. I literally don't ever use the like that unless I am driving and I need to send like a really long message, like detailed message, but it's never gonna be in my Oshi's chat. If I die while watching Rena, that would be an acceptable death. No! She'll literally feel so bad. she's gonna be like, okay, you guys, I'm only gonna stream when everybody is at home and nobody is driving, okay? I can't think fast enough what I want to say. My phone usually cuts me off. Oh no! So typing gives you kind of like the extra mental margin padding space to figure out what it is you gotta say. Yeah, I mean like public speaking, typing, etc. is like kind of hard, you know? You gotta think of everything on the spot. I feel like if you're wanting to become a streamer, that's the first thing you should check if you're okay with speaking without thinking too hard about it. It has to be like second nature at this point. I don't understand how my manager manages to take meetings from his... Literally! I'm gonna call somebody out right now. I'm gonna call someone out right now. I'm gonna call another VTuber out. Who was it? I think it was Rio. Otoharu Rio did a fucking call-in? I think from the car. From during like a commute. I don't know if like he was getting a ride or he was in the car or something like that. He literally did a call-in while he was in the car. I was like, stop working, dude. Take a break, man. None of us were in the car with him. We just heard about this, but we were like, my guy, it's okay. But also, why did you sign up for a call-in at that time? You should have signed in for a call-in at a different time when you were available. It was funny. It was funny and kind of like insane, you know? Like only VTubers could do this kind of stuff. I have not gone 20 miles over the speed limit on the interstate while texting in chat. So what? 20 miles on the interstate? That's gotta be like 80. Okay, well, I drive 80 on a regular basis. So like as long as it's not 90. Just because like even going 80 miles an hour feels a lot to me. Like, and this is me paying 100% attention to the road. Yeah. I feel like 80 or 90 is 20 miles over the speed limit. Because mostly the speed limit is typically going to be like 60 to 70. My job actually forbids me from taking work calls in the car. Can I tell you guys a secret? Do you want to know a secret? That's not going to be a secret anymore. So I applied for Irium. If you guys are not familiar, Irium is a streaming platform that is currently mobile only on the iPhone, I believe. It is a streaming chatting platform where there is basically zero latency, which really, like, I want to say facilitates really easy conversation between the streamer and the chatter. If you're like Rio, the person I just mentioned, Rio was on Irium. My friend Hiyumi is on Irium. So I applied for Irium, and I got in, basically. To make a long story short, I got in, and I was really excited to like be able to do chatting streams from my car, but Irium doesn't allow you to do streams while driving. I really wanted to though. I really wanted to just like, you know, talk to you guys like on my commute home or whatever, but the app forbids you from streaming while driving. So we will be playing it safe and only streaming on Irium from my bed, which I guess is like better in a sense. Not only is it safer, it means I can actually read your guys' messages clearly instead of being distracted by driving. But that was one of my plans. I really wanted to stream on Irium while I was driving. And like go to drive-thrus and stuff like Eva does. It was funny. The area manager was talking to me like, please stream on our platform. They're trying really hard to bring people over. I will be there. I guess this is like a fun sneak peek. But here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you which account I'm using because it's not going to be fionnafonart. So, you will just have to keep an eye on people joining Irium. And if you see someone that gives the same kind of vibes as me or even sounds like me, it's probably going to be me. All the sexy people are on Irium. I like the app because it's really, like I said, it's really, really easy just to like have conversations with your viewers because there's no delay. Basically, there's no delay, there's no latency. Everything is super, super fast. It's really easy just to kind of turn it on, say hi to everybody for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then turn it off. So it's really good for, I'm already shilling it. I haven't even started on it. It's really good for like get ready with me streams. I'm cooking something streams. I'm doing my makeup streams, chatting before like let's get ready for bed together streams, stuff like that. So if that's the kind of stuff that you like, then maybe you should go check it out. Nariko, you're a sexy person. Are you on Irium? Fiona's streaming her drive-thru. Literally, that's what I wanted to do, but Irium says it's not allowed to stream while driving on the platform, probably because they don't want to be liable for, like, if somebody gets into an accident, they don't want to be, well, they don't want people to be like, well, I was streaming on Irium because I have a certain number of hours to do, and that's why I was doing it while I was driving. They probably don't want to be liable in case something happens. Time to join Irium is just chatting so I can farm people to my other socials when I launch my stream. Literally! Like, there are a lot of people I know who started on Irium and basically just, like, did really well on there and then branched out. So, I feel like Irium is one of those places where if you have, like, a niche and you like to talk about your niche, like, if I've seen people on there, like, talk about, I think there's someone on there who specifically only talks about, like, sports. So if you, like, have a niche, you can probably find somebody who fits that niche. Rio is on there and Hiyumi is on there. Hiyumi mostly does like just chatting day-to-day stuff. Rio is sort of like the same way too, but maybe with like, I think Rio's streams are more hype and Hiyumi's streams are like more mellow and chill. So if that's the kind of stuff you're into, please check my friends out. I thought about applying. I mean, they have the applications open right now. So if you're interested in streaming on Irium, I think you can fill the form out and then submit it to them, and they may greenlight you to start streaming on the platform. Because right now the platform is closed, so in order to start streaming on it, you do have to get approval from them. But I can tell you that the CEO is very nice, and the platform is very smooth and easy to understand. I really do like it a lot. I actually saw Irium last year at OFFKAI, and I was really impressed by their marketing and their branding and everything. So I'm kind of happy to see that they're slowly but surely gaining a little bit of a foothold. Hi there! Are they going to bring it to Android or is it iPhone? So I do believe they're planning on, of course, expanding it because, you know, of course that's what you want to do when you want an app to reach as many people as possible. I also know that the app still has yet to be released officially in Canada. So I think they're still working on both of those things. I don't know which one is currently the priority, and I don't know which one is slated for official release right away. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it is kind of sad that, you know, right now only iPhone people get to have fun. It should be everybody. How was OFFKAI? OFFKAI was really fun. I met a lot of people that I admire. I became more inspired while I was there. I ate a lot of really good food, and I bought merch of my Yoshi. So I don't think it could get any better than that. It's on Android for me in the US. Oh, is it? Oh, you know what? If you're outside of the US, I think that might be the limiting factor. Because I think Irium English right now is only in the US? The only thing with Irium is my battery gets completely sapped when watching Irium streams. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'll actually see if I can forward that to the Irium team and see if that's something that they can address or are working on. I do like that you can listen to the Irium stream while doing something else on your phone. I think that's really helpful. Do people need to have a following already to apply for Irium? I don't think so. I think as long as you can meet their streaming requirements, because they do have like basically they will ask you to stream at least 5 days a week, and they will ask you to stream a certain amount of hours every month. So as long as they can feel like you can confidently reach those restrictions or those requests of you, then I don't think you have to have a following ahead already. It's nice that you brought merch of your Ochi. Yeah! I'm hoping to get VTuber merch soon, maybe for my birthday. Oh, happy early birthday! Is it coming up soon? Are you a summer birthday? Yep, I basically did everything that you would want to do at OFFKAI, except I guess I didn't meet my Oshi, but like my Oshi wasn't there like as a guest or anything like that. But even if they were, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would do that. So yeah, I had lots of fun, and I felt like it was a very productive, very inspiring trip for me. So even though I was only there for like 3 days, and I did so much in that 3 days, and I spent so much in that 3 days, ultimately, I'm glad I went. I was being negative before I went, and I thought I wasn't gonna enjoy it, and I wasn't really excited, and I thought it would be a waste of money, but it ended up being really good for me. It's in 5 months! Soon! That's less than 6 months. That's less than half a year. OFFKAI was definitely an amazing experience, and I really can't wait for next year. I literally saw some people say, like, this is going to be my yearly con. I literally saw some people say, like, instead of doing, like, Fanime every year, or instead of doing, like, Anime Expo every year, I'm going to do OFFKAI every year. And I was like, you know what? I think that's a fair assessment. Because so far, OFFKAI has grown exponentially in the last 4 years that it's been run. And every year, honestly, like, besides maybe a few hiccups here and there, they really just knock it out of the park. The staff is doing really well, to the point where I believe so much in this convention that I would consider volunteering or staffing in the future. But, of course, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm kind of like, okay, this is also a secret. I'm really oversharing today, huh? But literally, this year, I was going through Artist Alley and I was like, oh my god, Rena, what if we applied for Artist Alley next year? And she was like, you're fucking insane. Stop. But what if? So, you know, if my art game gets good enough in the next 8 months, because I'm going to assume that they'll open Artist Alley applications, you know, in 8 months. So if my art gets good enough in the next 8 months, who knows? Maybe you can buy from me at some point in time. Who knows? The world is my oyster. Being Oshis always sounded scary to me. It's okay. It's okay. Some people, I think, have a very complicated relationship with, like, meeting their Oshis. There are some people that really want to get close and personal, and then there are some people that, like, want to observe from a distance. And, like, honestly, both types of loving your Oshi are valid. Like, I think Rena is very much the kind of person who would like to observe from a distance, who doesn't want to, like, be seen and just likes to, like, watch from a distance. I would say, like, I like to get close and personal, but, like, not necessarily as, like, a fangirl. Mostly I just kind of, like, want to watch closer. You do your thing. Like, I want to get close and personal, but you don't need to perceive me. Type shit. I hope I'll be able to go next year. I hope you can too. I think it was lots of fun. You'll see lots of people, surely. The only thing I guess I would recommend is that if you're going to go to OFFKAI, make sure you make plans to, like, go with a group beforehand. Because I think that something somebody was musing about on Twitter was, like, you know, people will go to these conventions and they'll expect to find, like, a group to hang out with there. But that isn't always guaranteed, because there will be a lot of people who aren't necessarily, like, unfriendly, but they might already have plans. They already have, like, an established fan group that doesn't really have room for new people, especially on the spot. So yeah, I think that's my #1 piece of advice for, like, any convention, is to try and make plans with other people who are going ahead of time, rather than trying to, like, insert yourself in. Because I felt really bad, but there were people who, like, tried to talk to me. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. I don't have the mental capacity to let any more people into my life, and to let any more people, like, into my plans and into my brain. I have so many friends to see already, and I don't have enough time as it is. And some of these, like, people that I know are obviously, like, very sensitive to their identities being known. So it's just like, I can't befriend people. I can't. I'm sorry. Hi, Rico! Welcome! Oh, wait. Can I wrench you from here? Oh, I don't... Hold on. I can do it. Watch this. I remember how to do it. It's been a while since I've done it. There you go! Hello, welcome! I'd want to, but I have no idea what I would say. I don't even know, dude. Because, like, here's the thing. I've met my Oshi before in a collab. And you know what? I didn't say anything that, like, that a fangirl would say to their Oshi. I just, like, treated them like another VTuber. So I can't even advise you, because I fucked it up. Like, I didn't even do anything. I basically just treated them like a normal person. Which, I guess, who knows? Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what they would like. I have a group that wants to go too. Good! This was the first time I had FOMO for OFFKAI, so I might consider going for next year. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the convention is always, like, learning and improving and getting bigger. So I think it's a really good experience to have as a VTuber enjoyer. VTuber fans definitely lean more introvert. I just think, like, yeah, especially anime fans in general probably lean more introverted. Yeah, the best thing you can do for yourself is to find a group to go with ahead of time. It's about to be an astronaut edgelord Airbnb situation next year. Wait, that's so funny. Can you guys like rent a castle and stuff? That's like one of my, because I went to, what is it? I went on vacation with like family once, and I was like, do you guys want to rent a castle? That would be really fun, you know, because you have like 30 people anyway. But that didn't end up happening. So if you have like a shared living space, that would be really funny. I think the appropriate reaction when collabing with your Oshi is just to treat them like any other collab member. Yeah, exactly. Which I guess is, I hope, what I did. I don't know. I don't know. For those of, I don't know how many of you were there, but if you were there, you feel free to chime in. When I talked to my Oshi during the one collab that I ever had with them ever, I treated them pretty normal, right? You wouldn't have been able to tell that this person I was talking to was my Oshi. I feel like, I don't think Rena streamed her POV, but I feel like if you watched hers, you could tell that she was being very avoidant of him. It was funny. I was just like, girl, just treat him normally. It's fine. He's just a person. It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you too. Too many people. Yeah, there's just like we only have so much social battery, and honestly, a lot of it is already gonna be used up or promised to other people. We'll see what's available next year and who's down to display. Yeah, you can rent castles sometimes, or like mansions, as long as you have enough people. Yeah, that's like my main fear, because like I would think like, oh my god, I could call up all of these VTuber girlies and be like, who wants to rent a mansion, right? 40 of us? Oh, easy. But my problem would be like, you know, what if I rent this mansion for 40 people and 20 people are like, actually, I can't make it. Now I'm footing the bill for a mansion for 20 people, and I can't do that. I'd be too afraid that would happen. Being chatty in VTuber Discords is probably the best way to find a group. Yeah, or like, you know, get friendly with the other people in your community. You have your Oshi, go befriend other people who Oshi your Oshi. You were pretty incognito, but Reno wasn't so. I told you! You wouldn't have been able to guess, because I was just like, oh, this is just a guy. This is just a little dude. This is a little dude. If some random impossible twist of ambition and fate were in the future and I get better at singing, and I get to sing with the VTubers I respect, I will treat y'all the same. Yeah, as you should, generally. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. Like in my case, if it were me, if I were on the side of it, right? If I were on the other side of it, if someone was freaking out about me versus if somebody were just treating me like a normal person, I think I would prefer the normal person one. Just because when somebody puts you on that kind of pedestal, it can be very difficult for them when you don't live up to their like predetermined expectations, right? If you put me on a pedestal and you make me feel like I'm somebody who's untouchable, well, now I'm hyper anxious that I'm gonna like fuck up some way or somehow, and then I'm gonna ruin, you know, I'm gonna ruin your view of me, or I'll disappoint you, and then I'll make both you and me sad. So it's better if you just treat them like normal people. Me and O'Malley basically hung out the whole time. Did you kiss? Did you? Now that I know you have a girlfriend, like, I mean, like, even if you have a girlfriend, like, what if your girlfriend is a Fujoshi too? I literally have roomed with friends before, and I roomed with like these, you know, these girls who are just my friends. I'm like, what if our two friends in the other room kissed? And they were like, oh yeah, so true. And these are completely normal girls. It's so funny. Yay, Yowie! Yay! I didn't go to the yabai market, but I did hear that there was a severe lack of penis. Is YouTube gonna demonetize me for saying that? Literally, Rena and Issa went to the yabai market, and they were just like, it was all boobs, which was like fine, but we need a little bit of, we need more yaoi in here, okay? So I literally can't believe that you found yaoi. Was it in yabai market, or was it just like an artist alley? No comment. You guys are funny. I went to the yabai market and bought a safe for work standee. That's crazy! Safe for work stuff in the yabai market? No way! Nuh-uh. You know Issa as well? Yes. I held hands with Issa. Issa's so funny, okay? I thought... So I've traveled with Rena before, okay? And I thought me and Rena were like pretty touchy-feely people. Issa is so touchy-feely. Not only is she so noisy, she's so loud. She laughs so loud. She laughs with her full energy, her full heart into it. It's so cute. But she's also very touchy-feely. Sometimes randomly she'll just be like, hold my hand, or she'll like reach for your hand. She just like needs to be holding somebody at all times. So yes, I met Issa. She's very touchy-feely. It's very cute. It was in the yabai market, but you went on the first night. Oh, good for you, honestly. I guess, yeah, all of the like yaoi is probably cleaned out on the first night. See that? That's a oh my god, wait, that's an untapped market. That's an untapped market. If you go to the yabai market, if you bring male-centric stuff, you'll have like, you know, you'll have something that nobody else has or not a lot of people have. Yeah, because I think Rena and Issa went on the second night, and they were telling me that like, oh, there was no boys love in the yaboy market, in the yaboy market, in the yabai market. So who knows? I don't know. How do you get into the yabai market? OFFKAI? Tell me now. How do I apply for the yabai market? I don't even know how to draw yabai stuff, guys. How do you do it? How do I apply? How do I apply for the yabai market? I don't know. It doesn't say on the website. I was trying to find doppio yaoi for yaoi steak, but the Niji bin was almost empty. That's okay, I understand. Also, like, me and Reina were actually talking about it, and we're not sure who we would yaoi with doppio. I personally think it has to be Flan, but like also that's an interesting concept because Flan's my friend. I don't know. Can I yaoi my friend? Can I yaoi my son? Is that allowed? That seems wrong. I don't know if I could. Like, I feel like okay, BL okay, BL okay. Just like cute, say so BL okay. I can do that. That's fine. I don't know if I can yaoi my son. I don't know if it's right. It doesn't feel right. It feels like, you know, I mean, like, I guess it's pretty common for like parents to ship their children with their friends, right? I think that's fine. I guess it's like when I view it in that sense, I think it's okay. Because like I literally do not view Flan or doppio in like any kind of romantic sense. I like them completely like, you know the feeling about like pets and plants where like, you know, they're so cute and they're so cool and you want them to grow big and strong, so you want to feed them and support them and water them and put them out in the sunlight for everybody to like, you know, to like admire. That's how I feel about like my Oshis in general. I feel very like, oh, I'm so proud of you type deal. So I guess in that sense, since I don't have those feelings towards them, it's fine to ship them. Wouldn't you Yuri yourself though? I would read Yuri of myself. Especially because like my personality is so ginormous. I think that would be interesting. But unfortunately, like if I made Yuri of myself, I would just be contributing to the mainstream economy of yabai market. I'm trying to be a trendsetter, right? Oh, what if it was yaoi of myself? Okay, listen. Actually, Issa showed me this video. Apparently at the yabai market, there was like a wall or something like that where you could put a sticker next to the tag or trope that you preferred. And she showed me that the futanari like line was super long, which I would not have guessed that. So who knows? Maybe there's a market for that. Live your yaoi truth. Gender bend, feel literally! Gender bend me! Do it! And then you can make, oh my god, gender bend me and gender bend Rina, and then we can have yaoi. That would be fine. I've been on the gender bend. Finn Ringo is crazy! That's crazy. I guess it's true though. Ringo is such a funny name. Apple. I chose not to contribute to that wall. That's okay. You don't have to out yourself like that if you don't want to. I feel like sharing with everybody your preferred tropes or your preferred tags is a very personal thing. So honestly, bravo to everybody who decided that they were comfortable with it. If I was personally there, I would not do it. I would not contribute to that wall. So, you know, you and I are in the same boat in that sense. But it was just interesting to see the ratio of things that were preferred. I did not expect that really popular one to be so popular, but you know, what do I know? It's like bearing your soul. Exactly! Like, this is so personal to me. And I'm going to just show everybody. You guys are stronger than me. You guys are braver than me. I can't. I won't. I couldn't. I only went to the Yabai market because I had a wristband for my panel and my friends wanted to go. I don't keep physical not safe for work. I don't have any either, legitimately. I don't even have digital not safe for work things. Like, I like to talk about Yaoi and Yuri as much as the next. Oh wait, actually, just kidding. I forgot. I do have not safe for work things. I routinely buy, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but 7Seas, the localization, like manga company, has different types of imprints, and they have an imprint specifically for women called Steamship, that basically only publishes like steamy manga and light novels aimed at ladies. So I do buy all of their releases because I want to support things that are targeted to women. So they keep making more. So yes, I have those. But they're mixed in with my regular shoujo manga, and all of the covers are so cute and all the spines are so cute, so you wouldn't even guess. You wouldn't even know that it's like spicy. Do you have a different name? I honestly don't. I feel like if somebody was gonna name our gender bend versions, it should be Rina. Because Rina is so yaoi pilled. I'm not as yaoi pilled. It's not that I like dislike yaoi. I'm just very, 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 very picky about my yaoi. It has to be like a very specific way in order for me to like it. So I don't just eat any yaoi food. It has to be deluxe luxury yaoi food. So since Rina, I feel like has a larger sample size than I do into like what is a good yaoi, she probably will know better than I do. Yep. I'm super picky about it. But when I do like it, it's like brain rot. I'm actually sweating. And my voice is starting to get a little bit sore again. So I probably should go lay down for the rest of the night, huh? I literally have been coughing a lot at work. So I probably should, you know, go take some throat syrup and then take a hot shower, and then go lay down. Yippee! Thank you so much for chatting with me, you guys. Thank you for listening and catching up with me. Thank you. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. We'll see you when we see you. I don't know when that is going to be, but who knows? I think, maybe we should do karaoke soon. I'm thinking maybe we should do karaoke soon because Demon Slayer, K-pop Demon Slayer came out and I'm obsessed with all the music. So maybe we'll do K-pop Demon Slayer karaoke soon. I can't guarantee how well I'll be able to sing those songs, but you know, we'll try it. Thank you, thank you. You guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you for coming to see me, and thank you for coming to hang out with me. Whether it was at OFFKAI or whether it was here, I'm still grateful. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, okay? Take good care of yourselves for the end of the week. You're almost done. Tomorrow is literally Friday. So hopefully you have a weekend to look forward to very soon, yeah? I know I do. I'm literally just gonna, I would say lay in bed, but I'm actually going to go work on music, so. Okay. Oh, well, speaking of my friend, okay, let's just send you guys over there. All right, you guys, I'm sending you over to Flayon, who's playing Lies of P that I would like to play, but I literally haven't gotten a chance to play yet. So, go have fun, go be nice. I will see you later, okay? Bye-bye. Have a safe flight as well. Take care. Yippee. Thank you.